Good evening and welcome to Germany for one of the truly legendary IFSC World Cups. I'm Charlie Bosco with two very special guests alongside me this evening, Mike Langley and Anna Sturr, and we're live in Munich. Believed to have been founded in the mid-1100s, Munich has been the capital of Bavaria since 1506, and even now it retains a traditional feel and is one of Western Europe's most fun and scenic cities, combining interesting architecture, numerous green parks, and one or two decent bars as well. Munich is also a thriving economic and cultural centre of Germany, and is home to, amongst others, BMW and Bayern Munich, two of the country's best-known exports. The Olympic Park, where our event takes place, was constructed for the 1972 Olympic Games, and it remains a visionary piece of architecture 45 years on, and a fitting home for the climax of the IFSC bouldering season. And Anna, you've been in this position many a time coming out for a World Cup final. What will these athletes say proud?
I think they'll all be really excited about performing in front of such a huge crowd.
I mean, just being here in the arena, you can feel the atmosphere, you can feel the excitement. Do you try and feed off that, and how do you do that?
Yes, usually in the best case, you try to feed off it and you perform well.
And Mike, you've been up for a look at the boulders this afternoon. First impressions?
Well, I think the first impression is the route setters have got a hard job, as always. We would say it time and time again, but I mean, the crowd is absolutely massive in here. The excitement in the arena is really strong. There's just so many people want to see a good, exciting final, and well, the first impressions is it looks like they've done a good job. The tour looks fantastic. There's a lot of volumes on the wall. Some boulders counting up to 12 or 13 volumes just on an individual climb. So I think it looks great. Obviously, time's going to tell how it climbs, but it looks like an exciting round. And with women's going into the finals, the route setter's got a tough job to make sure they get a result here tonight.
And Anna, when you went and had a look at the boulders, unfortunately we didn't have as much time as we'd hoped, but quite a varied set.
Yeah, I think they look really great actually. They have everything, like it's very style, and I think yeah, the best athlete will win.
So on the wall, yeah, you can see that is the left-hand side of the wall. As we look at it, there is two sides. You can see everybody craning their necks off to the right, because the competition wall here in the Olympic Stadium in Munich is split into half. So the climbers will start on the right-hand side of the wall. Boulders 1 down to 4, and boulders 4, as you might just be able to see at the top of the wall there, M4 and W4 in the middle of the wall. So the climbers start on the right and work their way down to the left. So those who start on the right, you slowly see the crowd here in Munich just sort of gravitating towards us. So potentially a very exciting final.
Yeah, we've got a sellout crowd here in Munich. Apparently the limit on the number of people allowed in is fire regulations. There's certainly not a lot of spare space. They certainly use every square centimetre they have. And I believe the athletes are about to come out on the stage. Conditions pretty good here in Munich, very warm. We've had all sorts of weather, particularly yesterday. It was extremely hot during the day, as I mentioned in the semi-finals, and that gave way to what I was told was a hurricane. Maybe it wasn't quite a hurricane, it was certainly a big storm.
Certainly felt like a hurricane from where I was standing from, I tell you that.
Yeah, it was definitely hard for the girls that had to wait in isolation. But I think we have to say a massive thank you to all the helpers who made it happen.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this World Cup, some of you may know, but there's 292 athletes registered to compete here. It's the biggest turnout ever for a World Cup competition, and for that to work here, combine that with the European Championships, obviously we had the results for that earlier, and it's, like I say, they've done a staggering job so far, and I'm sure it will continue tonight, and now this is the real show that everyone's waiting for. So you can see the local MCs revving up this massive crowd, bringing out the finalists, and it's the women's final first tonight. Women's final first, then it's going to be the men's final. And Anna, obviously you've competed in many of these finals. What's it like, do you think? Some of the times we see the finals together, men and women, and here they're going to put on a special show and have one finals at a time. Is that something you prefer, or just like?
Well, it depends. I think it can be an advantage, and it also can be a disadvantage. Of course, we know in bouldering sometimes there are gaps where the athlete really needs to take his or her time in order to relax and to rest a little bit. So in these down times, of course, it's nice to have another person climbing, but I think it'll be good. I mean, we can focus on the women first and then on the men.
Yeah, so the local MC is bringing out all of the athletes. They're going to go into their observational period after this, where they have just 2 minutes to have a look at each boulder. As you can see there, Stasha Geho was being crowned today, and yeah, what an exciting moment that was. And to already go into a final having taken away a gold medal is a nice position to be in. But I mean, it's quite interesting because her and Janja obviously had to go through this process of a super final, so they've actually had to attempt or climb one more boulder than the other 4 athletes already in the final. Do you think that's going to have an effect?
Well, of course, they have a kind of a disadvantage because they had to climb one problem more than the others. But mentally, I think since Sasha won the European title, I'm sure she's on a roll right now, and it'll be interesting to see her perform in the final.
As ever, at the IFSC World Cups, you can get in touch on Twitter. I suspect we might have 1 or 2 questions for Anna Stor, hashtag IFSCWC. If you'd like to get in touch, tell us what you think, send any questions through. We will try our best to answer them. The theory is we answer them, don't always have time, we will try our best. There's Akia Noguchi. Just to remind you, the finals will be split here in Munich, as we've already mentioned, so it will be the women climbing first, followed by the men. But we're doing joint presentation of the athletes and a joint observation.
So Anna, what's it been like this year? We've got 5 Japanese athletes through to the final. Team Japan seems to be absolutely dominant. What's it like competing against them?
I think, especially in the men's field, they're really dominating it this season, of course. It's hard to explain why, but I think a reason is that Tomoa really had a run last year, and they have a great team, and then they train together in Tokyo. And since they are, they saw that Tomoa can a fast way, and well, he just seems to suck them all into this kind of upwards.
Yeah, the winning mentality sucks them, brings them all along with him.
Exactly, and they are really strong as a team. They know that, and right now that's the biggest advantage, I think.
It's something we talk about quite a lot, actually, and we saw it in the league climbing with a guy like Marcello Bombardi. He never made a final, he wins in Chamonix, and then when I spoke to him at the next event, he kind of expected to be in the final. And I think that probably rubs off on people. You look at a guy like Tomoa, who's relatively unknown, suddenly he's absolutely killing it last year, and now he and many of the guys that train with him expect to be there. It's a big change in mindset.
Of course, the mentality plays an important role.
And as we check out the boulders, our first look at women's one and men's one, we've got Mathieu Dufay, who's our chief route setter here in Munich. Mathieu, what can we expect? We're looking at men's one first.
Well, men one's first is it's a slab. It's a really tricky start, and then after we have big move, we have to put your hooks so high, and then hope the guy will be flexible to do this movement.
And what about women's one? Just talk us through women's one.
Women's one is really basic physical boulder for the start, and then the end. You got to cut 2 holes almost at the same time, so need to have a lot of coordination. Well, it's those 2 first boulders. They're like first boulder of the final, so normally at least 3 or 4 climbers in this category should do those boulders. That's what we expected.
And this women's one, it looks quite complicated, or at least when you first look at it, it looks like there's a few ways to do it. What is the best method?
It's not so complicated. The start is pretty hard because you have to catch one hole and turn the other one in the same time. But after this, you catch the bonus, you bring it back, you catch the other one, you bring it back, you catch the other one, you bring it back, and then after you go to the top of the boulder. So it's more like physical intensity. They should find a way to do it.
And do you try to play with the psychology of the climbers? Do you try and think about what they'll not want at the start, or do you just think about it physically? We want one slab, we want one physical boulder, we want one technical boulder.
Yeah, really, we try to make for the global round, not just boulder after boulder. It's just like we try to find the good intensity on all the 4 boulders of the final. We also have to manage with the wall we have, and then with the profile of the wall, because here the final always starts on the right and goes to the left. So we also have to deal with this.
Just see there closest to the camera, Alex Puccio. Great to have her back in the World Cups. Very strong representation from Team Japan. It seems a lot of the Japanese climbers seem to be really good at the dynamic style of boulders. Do you think, with that in mind, they'll enjoy what you've set this evening?
I don't know what they don't like, actually, Japanese teams. So it looks like they should do everything, and if one of them doesn't make it, they'll find 12 others to do it. So I think they can do everything, actually.
It's a good point you make, actually. I think we're looking for chinks in their armour, and it's actually quite hard to find them. We've just got Sasha Geo and Janja Garmret there, who competed earlier on in the Super Boulder to decide the European champion. That must have been quite a challenge for you.
Well, that was a challenging comp for all the comp. I mean, after this first day, who goes from 7 o'clock in the morning to half midnight, that was incredible. And then today, once again, this super final for the European Championship. And then, well, I don't know what can we expect. Maybe another super final for girls, because actually there are 3 in this first place. So if it keeps on going, we'll have a super final for girls, maybe.
I didn't want to say it because of the damage it would do to your blood pressure. So, next boulder, slightly different slightly different style.
Oh, go now. So we can see on the screen the men's are on boulder number 3 already, and then the girls too. So we could go back quickly on the number 2 if you look at them when you're watching this on the streaming. For number 2 of the girls, it's a tricky start, and after it's a tree move almost at the same time. And the end is also tricky. You have to change side of the wall, and you have to be very precise on the foot you have. For the men's number 2, it's like you say, dynamic style.
And this men's 3 that we're looking at?
Now men's 3. So it is the slab of the men in this final. I don't know how to say. Maybe it's something in between skate new style and then cracks all style. So we'll see how they manage this.
Sounds very interesting indeed. And just quickly, I think they're about to change, but women's 3, also slab, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, that's the slab for girls. We try to make real slab at the beginning. Means you have to climb pretty slowly, and then when you catch the bonus, it becomes very physical because we put the big volume on the top of the slab, and then when you have this bonus, there's a very, very physical cross to go to the top.
So perhaps more physical than it looks when you're first standing underneath the boulder.
Well, actually, not all the time, but usually, well, it really happens that slabs are very. I mean, we could see this in all around from Friday. A lot of slabs we set. Of course, you need to have a good balance, but it's also very physical.
Okay, the final boulder. Let's see what we look at first. Women on the right, men on the left. We'll start out with the men.
Okay, start with the men. We'll call this boulder the big door because you'll see there's a very turning movement. So we'll see how they manage this. It'll be interesting to see how they go. And then for the girls, we're looking at them. It's well, we have a first move which is pretty strange because you got to go up on the with the hands and down with the feet at the same time. So we'll see how they could understand this. And then after the end of the boulder is pretty much coordination. And I think these 2 boulders should be, we hope, the end of the great tour of the weekend.
It seems like both the men's and the women's final is very competitive. Just as a fan, as a spectator, do you have a small prediction for me?
I don't have special prediction for somebody to win or something like this. I really hope for the men that Jan will be in the race the longest possible, because the crowd here is incredible. And then I think if he could be in the race for win or for podium for 3 or 4 boulders, it's going to be amazing. So this is what I hope. And for the girls, I do think that Shona will try to end the season like he started. So I mean, I think this morning he missed the European title, and I'm pretty sure that he will try to give this work back to her tonight. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, Mathieu, I know that watching climbers on boulders that you've set is probably a bit nerve-wracking. We'll let you get down the front, and hopefully you can enjoy the show. Really appreciate you talking to us. Thank you.
I will do appreciate it, and then I can see you're with Anna for the commentators, so you can fight best. It'll be okay.
We'll be just fine, but thank you. Enjoy the show.
So great to hear from him there, and just how nervous they must be before a competition like this. But yeah, a really good insight into the climbing, and great conditions for climbing tonight. It's like 18 degrees, slight wind coming across the arena, so a little bit chilly where we are, and yeah, good conditions for hard climbing.
Yeah, for sure. I think the conditions are really good right now. I mean, yesterday we heard the qualification was really tough. The conditions varied a lot from the first starter to the last, and I think right now it'll be really good to climb for sure, and it'll get better the later it gets.
So there is your start list for this women's final this evening. Alex Puccio, the crowd, and I'm sure a lot of you at home looking forward to watching her. She'll be followed out by Shauna Coxey. She hasn't looked her dominant self so far this weekend. Made it into semis relatively comfortably. Made it into the finals again relatively comfortably, but maybe not in the position she's used to, but she made it. That's enough. Then the world champion, Petra Klingler. Sasha Geho, crowned European champion earlier on today. She'll be followed out by Janja Garnbret. And finally, Akio Noguchi.
So like we said, it's the women who are going to be competing first tonight. And one of the legends in the game, Alex Puccio. Anna, you've obviously competed alongside her for a long time. I think it's good to see her back into World Cup finals.
Yes, it's very good to see Alex back. I mean, as we all know, she just injured her neck last year at the World Cup in Vail, and I think it's really impressive to see her come back, and I hope she'll enjoy the show.
And that will be your final. Remember, they have split the finals. Before Japanese climbers in that men's final, Yoshiyuki Ogata, Jan Hoyer, Tamura Narasaki, Toshi Itsumatsu, Kokoro Chon. We've got plenty of entertainment coming up for you this evening.
Yeah, I think the crowd,
out first.
The crowd really feels that. They've paid some hard-earned money to get in here, and to come along and there to be so many of them. You know, when you look at this women's field, it's just so stacked, and it's so difficult to choose a winner out of this lot, and especially with a three-way tie. And I'm going to put you on the spot. Janja, Stasha and Akio all going into the final in tie. People like Shauna, Petra, world champion in there as well. Alex Puccio. Can you pick between these women?
Right now, no, I can't pick. I think they're definitely all capable of winning, and sometimes it just depends how it's going to work out for them. But I think I'm really looking forward to that final and to see them compete.
We said it during the semi-finals, actually. It's maybe the strongest final lineup we've seen this year for the women. I mean, if you look at those 6 women, none of them are going to be happy with 5th and 6th. None of them are happy to be there.
Yes, that's true. I'm sure it's going to be a good fight, and we'll get a good show.
Anna, I just wanted to ask you, you're winner of 4 World Cups, double world champion, double European champion. Just before you came out to a finals like this, a crowd like this, what goes through your mind? What are you thinking back there?
Well, I'm sure all the athletes are really excited to compete. I mean, as Charlie said, nobody will want to be 6th, but it's all about being in finals and trying to enjoy it and trying to show your best. And I think with this crowd, it really helps if the public is behind you. And yeah.
And when you've competed in finals, are you able to enjoy it? I know you say you. Can you actually enjoy it?
You're really focused, but once you have the top in your hands and you hear the crowd going crazy, then that's the moment of enjoyment.
And actually, just before we came on air, maybe 30 seconds before, I said, just remind me how many times you won Munich, and you claim not to remember. It's probably a sign that you've had a pretty successful career here. And we're still seeing in the World Cups next year, that's right, hey?
I don't know yet. I mean, I will see, but today it's about these 6 women.
I was just trying to catch you. I was trying to catch you off guard.
no chance.
So guys at home, we're just waiting for the start of the competition. The male and the females have been through the observational period and the competition is very close to getting underway. It's going to be the legend from USA, Alex Puccio, coming out first. And you can hear in the background there, the local MC making sure that everybody knows that Alex Puccio is coming out next.
Until 2005, this stadium was the home of Bayern Munich, and we got the football chanting going already. And here comes Alex Puccio. MC's got the crowd fired up. Alex is out. Gets a very warm reception. She's had all sorts of injury problems over the last couple of years, but we saw her in Vale looking leaner, fitter and stronger than for a long time.
Yeah.
Still got a few injury problems. She picked up another injury this year, but she just seems to be able to fight her way through injuries better than other climbers can.
Yeah, she's definitely a fighter, and maybe we can see her being comfortable with the first position, because that's quite nice. Sometimes if you do well, then it can put pressure off yourself if you're the first one out and the crowd's behind you. Let's see how she does.
Do you prefer in finals to climb first? Do you have a preference?
It depends. Sometimes it's nice to climb out first. And as Alex, she just did the first move, the jump, which looked tricky. Come on now.
It's a good start here from Alex Puccio. This is sort of the boulder that she's going to be feeling really comfortable on. This is so many volumes on this boulder. There's a lot of them very similar, but she's super strong on the pinches. Really good start here from Alex Puccio.
And as Mathieu said, it's a physical problem, so come on Alex, this should be a style.
This could be the perfect start from Alex Puccio.
Close.
So close. Crowd enjoyed that. Took a long time though. She'll be wary of time. She was on the wall close to a minute there.
That's really interesting. She went for the double catch on the top head wall there. Let's have another look. Just went for the 1-2. I wonder if that's the method, or you can go up with one hand a bit slower. Time is going to tell.
You can see Alex breathing heavily. You can see that was a lot of effort went into that first attempt. She made the lower moves look easy, but a lot of compression involved.
But it's very smart that she's taking her time. I mean, I think she knows what she's doing. She knows the method. And now it's about to rest, because it's definitely a physical and strenuous boulder.
Looks like Alex Puccio is really enjoying herself here in Munich, and why not? This boulder is right up her street, and she's really in for a shout here for an early top. This is her second look at women's number 1. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yes, she's had one very good lucky attempt. Looked relatively steady up until where she fell. You'd imagine she'll reach that high point again, and if the attempt isn't successful, she'll almost certainly have time and energy for another after a good break.
This is the move where we lost her last time then. The next move up, this is important. Crowd's right behind Alex Puccio here. It's so loud here. Oh, pretty much an action replay there of her first attempt. What do you think, Anna? Is that going to be the method?
I mean, she looks close. I think she might have to get a little bit higher with her body, but it looked really close, and yeah, she'll have another go if I think she'll be resting until the last.
So at this stage, with obviously you're saying like 1 minute to go, so obviously she's only got 4 minutes. Does she have a think? Does she ever look back and think maybe there's a different method, or do you think she's close enough to doing it this way where she'll stick with the same approach?
Well, it's always hard. You have to see whether, it depends how she feels. If it feels really close, I think she'll stick to the same method. And yeah, sometimes it's a 50-50 chance and you need a little bit of luck.
So she's lining up. When you think how long the previous attempts took, if this is a good attempt and she gets close to the top, it'll almost certainly be the last one. Just 40 seconds to go. Remember, there's no 4+ anymore. When your time's up, your time is up, even if you're a centimetre off the top. So she has 30 seconds.
Come on, Alex.
Crowd getting up again. I'm not entirely sure you need us when she gets near the top. The crowd tell you the story. Here she goes. Left hand, right hand. Not quite for Alex Puccio.
Wasn't quite for Alex Puccio, but she was so close there, and kind of 3 times she had the same method. Wasn't meant to be. She just kind of tried the 1-2 once, twice, 3 times. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see if that is going to be the method, or if she had slightly the wrong beta there.
Yeah, and with the 4 minutes, we can't forget that it's not a lot of time you have out there. And every attempt takes off your energy, and you really have to rest in between, but it's always, there's a lot of tactics involved too. So we'll see how Shauna will handle this problem.
Yeah, it'll be interesting actually, because she had 3 attempts and it didn't really look like she had much spare time. I don't think we're going to see more than 3, maybe 4 attempts on this boulder.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it depends where the people fall down.
Well,
if
of
they
course,
might
yeah.
fall down on the first move, then they could do more than 4 attempts, I don't think we'll see.
It's going to be really interesting now. The head router suggesting that Shauna's going to be the one to watch tonight. She should do well on these 4 boulders that she's up against. And Shauna Coxey's already taken the overall win this year for 2017. She's definitely the athlete to beat, as it were. And coming out in 5th place is giving us a really good early indicator as to this boulder.
Of course, and she had an amazing season. Come on, Shauna.
Just so you know, that was a flash of the bonus hole for Alex Puccio, but no top. Shauna on the wall, 3:25 left. This, of course, the venue where she picked up that shoulder injury last year. And as I said, she's not quite looked her dominant self, but she often saves her best for when it really matters.
Exactly, now it counts. Now it's the final, and that's the move.
Now it's Shauna's turn to line it up.
Come on,
Camera in a
Shauna.
perfect position to pick it up. The crowd getting right behind her. She'll
on.
go left hand, right hand, sticks it. Huge cheer from this Munich crowd, and Shauna Coxey gets it first time. She's got the heel hook.
That might be a flash, yes.
She's got the top.
Shauna Coxey representing Great Britain has the perfect start once again. It's not the first time we've said that. Shauna Coxey flashes the first boulder. What a perfect start, and it was the method that Alex Puccio used, but just stuck it.
That's really impressive. I mean, Shauna can really make it when it counts, and that was a very, very incredible flash. Good job to Shauna.
Let's have another look then at Shauna on this move. A really good slow motion to see exactly what was involved. So much power through that section. Just 1, 2, and you can just see her drag down the volume slightly, but just enough friction to hold on and get the last move in the bag.
Don't underestimate the psychology as well. Shauna Coxey walks back in with a minute 15 gone, and you've just heard a massive cheer from the crowd. Everybody backstage knows what's happened.
Anna, I want to ask you, what is Alex Puccio thinking right now after battling it out for 4 minutes and then see someone come back after 2 minutes?
Well, of course it's hard, but she's an experienced climber, and she knows that the comp is she has to be in there until the last boulder, and that's exactly what she's gonna do. And now we'll have a look at Petra. Maybe she can also flash it. Let's see.
Petra Klinger then, world champion from Paris, September 2016, known for a super powerful climbing, and first go already there, almost put too much power down, skated off the first hold. Not the ideal Petra was going to look for, so no flash for her, but I'm sure just that little slip should be absolutely fine. So you can see there the sun is actually shining here in Munich, starting to just about creeping off of the boulder where Petra is, but you can see it on the left-hand side of the wall. Sun starting to come through the glass roof here in Munich.
Petra going for another one. Come on.
So Petra Klingler, the first climber we've seen struggling with these early moves. She's another climber who's been struggling a bit with injury as well.
Yeah, I mean, it always looks easy when the girls do it, right? But these moves, I mean, they're all hard, and we can just see right now that Petra's struggling, but I hope she'll find a solution. She'll just have to relax a little bit and do her best.
You can see she's a little bit nervous there, and she's got to find this method of firing up to the right hand and flicking the left hand into the undercut. She's just getting the distance on the right hand, that's the problem. Here we go.
Come on now.
Yeah, she seems to have the right method, it's just not quite the right height yet.
Yes, I mean, these volumes aren't easy to hold, that's for sure. But she's brushing it, and hopefully she'll be able to hold that. Taking her time a little bit. It's important to take her time sometimes to step back for a moment. Now she's getting the crowd behind her. You can see her smile, she likes that.
We're in the Olympic Stadium. It feels like the Olympic long jump or something. The slow clap from the crowd, and it's worked for Petra Klingler. She goes up with the right hand, up with the left. Now she's underway. Just, as you say, just maybe needed that break, mentally as much as physically maybe. And just started again, and this looks much more promising. You can see how hard she's having to fight. It's not coming easy, but she's making progress up the boulder. And now she'll line it up.
Head just tilts back into the sunshine as she goes to the next move, and realistically she was looking a bit tired early on through those sections, and Anna just looks so powerful through those volumes. A lot of body tension and a lot of tension through the hands on those kind of slippery pinches.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are basically two dynos. The first move is a dyno, and then the one on top is a crucial.
It's a real kind of power, endurance, kind of resistance up there. You've already been through 5 or 6 really hard moves, and then you have to line up for such a big move like that. It's not just about the first move, like you say.
But I think she will take her time now, get the clock down for a little bit. She knows she has one more attempt.
That's really interesting what you're saying there. She seems to just take a step back and really soak up the crowd and just have a real reset moment.
Yeah, sometimes it's important.
Now the crowd start their clap again.
Come on now.
And again she gets the first move. She's into the traverse. But where we saw Shauna really cruising these moves, you could see how hard Petra's having to fight to do them. But she's in a position now to line it up.
Looking good now, come on
for
Petra.
the jump. Short with the left hand. 30 seconds to go, opts not to have another go, unsurprisingly. As ever with Petra, looks like she's having fun.
Yes, she's always smiling. I think she's enjoying it. But of course she wanted to get that top. Shouldn't forget that.
It's a good effort for Petra, but it's not the start she's going to be looking for, especially after kind of the crowd response from Shauna Coxey. But it's going to be European champion 2017 Stasha Geho out next, and she's definitely going to be on a high from earlier on. So will that play to her psychological benefit, or will having to fight it out with Janja Garnbret kind of mean she's a bit tired, she's lost a bit of skin? It's going to be really interesting now.
Yes, we'll see how she'll handle it. But she already performed very well in the European Championship, and let's hope that it's her advantage.
Well, taking the gold at the World Games as well, just a few weeks ago. She's obviously psychologically in a really good place right now and just ready to win.
Yeah.
Okay, first attempt from Stasha. We saw a flash from Shauna Coxey. And we won't see a flash from Stasha. Again, struggles with that first move. It's one of the reasons that bouldering remains so interesting at every comb, every boulder, because you can see a boulder that looks utterly impossible, and then someone comes out and walks up it. And similarly, you can see Shauna walk up it, and then the world champion Petra Klingler and the European champion Stasha can't quite figure out the start. And
yeah,
then
it
rolls
like
might
a
be
walk.
reversed on the next boulder.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to stay in there until the very last boulder.
I think this is proving that Shauna's flash with this is actually more and more impressive, as we see people struggling even on Alex Butcher at the top of the wall with Petra, and then a few of the girls are really struggling with the bottom section. So it's a really, really hard boulder, and for Shauna to flash it at this stage anyway, with 2 climbers still to come out, looking like putting herself in a great position for the finals early on here.
Crowds behind Stasha, come on. Trying a different method there.
Now Stasha's just trying to figure out how to move to the right securely. Doesn't look like she's quite happy to commit in the way that Alex and Shauna were.
Yeah, she had a couple of good looks at the kind of the firing up with the right hand method and then dropping into the undercut with the left. A really tricky timing move. She's looking at alternative options, and at this stage it's hard to say, but you do wonder what effect that European Championships battle has had on her kind of physique and her tiredness going into the finals. Obviously she qualified yesterday as well. She's been through lots of rounds of climbing to get to this stage, and Stasha Geho, she's trying so hard, but struggling a little bit here off the ground in this boulder.
You certainly never find yourself wondering what Stasha's thinking. You can see the frustration showing. Maybe a bit like Petra, just needs to check out for a second.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
hard,
like she's
you
going
know.
straight back on.
I mean, if the first attempt already works out well, then you have a better feeling. Now she's insecure. You could see that she tried a different method, which is a good idea, but I think this boulder actually you have to go like this and you have got to hold it.
Did you find that if your first attempt felt really good, even if you didn't top the boulder, you then were more likely to top it? Can you kind of tell on the first attempt what your chances are?
Well, the interesting thing is that you can actually never really tell. But yeah, sometimes you have a good feeling and sometimes you're struggling and then it's harder to get back in. But let's hope that Stasha can actually pull it off. She's got 1 more minute on the clock.
This first move is actually quite interesting because it must be quite difficult for the athletes to know where to focus when firing up to the right hand. They've got to aim for the right hand, but at the same time the left hand has got to flip to the undercut And you can only look at one thing at once, obviously, and you can see it's really difficult. She's got a lot of things going on at once.
Yeah, it's a coordinated move. Struggling.
You can see her, she's just focusing on her skin a little bit there. You wonder the amount of time she's firing off these volumes. She's got to be burning through some skin pretty quickly here. And obviously the temperature seems to be going up a little bit with some evening sunshine. Oh, she's so close to that move though, but I think she's going to run out of time.
Yeah, I think she's giving it.
She is going to run out of time. Sasha heads back in. 20 seconds left on the clock, which she opts not to use. No joy for Sasha. Somehow mentally got to switch off, think about the next boulder.
Yes, that's the important thing. Now she can't look back. All she has to think about is the second one. And obviously for Janja, she should think about this one now.
I've said it before, one of the hardest parts of my job with Janja Garnbret is finding new superlatives. It's just unbelievable the level of dominance she's shown, particularly in lead climbing. She's already won 2 Boulder World Cups this year, and she didn't even compete in Mumbai.
Yeah, it's impressive for sure.
It's going to be interesting seeing Janja on this first move. She struggled in the super final dyno earlier against Stasha, but no such problem. Sticks it first go. That is super impressive from Janja Garnbret. Can she use that insane endurance that she has to get through this really tough section of moves here?
She looks strong.
Here we go, this is the setup move for the jump, the 1-2, come on Janja.
Almost.
She seemed to slow it down in there, we all kind of like recalled in just almost there.
Yeah, and her left foot was still on the lower volume. Maybe if she can put it onto the bonus, she'll just get a little bit higher.
Let's have another look at it. So the left hand landed just fine, and the right, seemed like her body just came a bit too far from the wall, just peeled off.
Sometimes it's just so close, you know, it's all about a little bit, just holding on one more second and she would hold it. But she knows, it looks as if she's confident enough, she knows she can do it.
Janja is not taking much of a rest here. This is quite interesting. She's going straight in for another go. She's obviously super confident that she's got enough energy in the bank to get this done. 2 minutes 40 left for Janja. An incredible athlete and second in the European Championships already this weekend. Tied going into the final. Here we go then.
Come on, Janja.
This time she sticks it.
Reels it in
Second
nicely.
attempt for Janja Garnbret. It won't be enough to take the lead. Shauna Cox has already flashed it. But if she can get a top here, it really makes things very interesting. She can get a top.
Good job.
That was a great job. I hope we get to have a look again at that 1-2 move. The elbows tucked in so hard there. She was really winging and the head was tucked in. She tried so hard not to slip off. That was a really impressive show of power there from Janja Garnbret. She's looking mighty form once again in a World Cup.
One interesting feature of this Munich World Cup actually is that Shauna will have no doubt how many attempts that took and what happened the first time, because the crowd was going crazy, and then you hear "ah" when she falls. She gets back on and the crowd goes crazy without the "ah."
Yeah,
Shauna will know exactly what's happening.
Shauna's sitting behind the wall. Of course the athletes know what's going on, but sometimes the best thing is to not focus on whatever someone else does, but to focus on yourself.
How much do you, when you're back there, how much do you think about the other athletes? Do you just try and get in your zone and put headphones on and forget about it?
Well, it depends. Everyone's different, but I feel like it works the best when you can actually just think about yourself and not about doing the boulder. Now it's Akio. Come on. Yes, good job.
Akio sticks to her hard first move first time then, just as Shauna did.
Looking good. Come on.
Kia
Akio.
Noguchi, of course, she qualified first, athletes in reverse order as ever.
Now she's going into the crucial movement. Come on. Yes.
Oh, with ease from Akio Noguchi, went off the lower left foot, matches it up with style and no problem. Just see the body tension there, just cutting out any swing. Oh, that was so impressive. Akio Noguchi comes out last and absolutely cruises the first boulder.
Yes, good job. So after the first one, Akio is in the first position because she flashed it. Shauna's second, and then Janja with one top in 2 attempts.
Let's have another look. Here's Akio landing. You can see she had to fight. The elbows came out, but millimeters in it between that and when Janja fell. There's our crowd, as I say, standing room only here in Munich. It's one of the great venues. When you first arrive here, you can't believe it. You're looking down on the Olympic Stadium. Apparently they had the World Cup final here in 1974. Bayern Munich used to play here. It's the most unbelievable venue and a very knowledgeable crowd. It's a climbers' city, Munich.
Well, and a very international crowd as well, just as we have a look at the results in after the first boulder. Like Anna said, it's Akio Noguchi leading the way, followed by Shauna Coxey, and straight on with the second boulders here in Munich. Alex Pucci, let's see what she can do then. Lots of green volumes on this one, black holds, and quite an interesting kind of groove stemming start, so it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. You can see the two ginormous green volumes at the base of the wall, two stripes of tape on each indicating the starting positions.
And that's, ignore that graphic down there, there we go, Alex Puccio. 10-time US champion, just the 10 wins. And this is a very strange looking boulder. You go out to the left, come back right, it's all based around this corner. A relatively quite high risk move here at the start.
High risk move, which if you're standing on the left hand side of the arena you won't be able to see, unfortunately, so hopefully they've got their mobile phones out to quickly stick the live stream on, because yeah, Alex Pucci, as you can see, really tucked in away around the corner, but when she comes out they will definitely see it, because she'll be swinging on the left hand arete, and up the arete she'll go, and oh, there you go, and you can see it's not actually a very good hold. Quite a slow start from Alex Pucci here. She burned quite a lot of time in the groove there, and maybe now that she knows roughly what to do, she might be a bit faster through her second attempt.
Yeah, I think it was about to get an idea of what the problem is all about, because she doesn't really know yet what to do. But let's hope that this one goes better.
Yeah, managed her energy really well on boulder 1. Really clever in how she did it. She had one good attempt, took a long rest, another pretty good attempt, and another long rest before her third attempt. She's done this a few times before.
Yes, I mean, she's definitely very experienced.
Looks like there's a lot of chalk build up there on the wall, and I think that when she hits that kind of crimpy jug with the left hand, she has to control the swing by just sort of slapping the wall with the right hand, or does she go straight up to the next hold?
From now it's really hard to tell. Maybe it's a double, but we'll see. I hope Alex will show us the method.
Well, she's certainly strong enough to hold that on one arm if you've ever seen Alex Puccio's training videos on the social media. But here we go. Oh, seems to be like it's almost precision as well as power, and to get that hold just right. She actually kind of hit just above the hold there and then dragged down into it. And it was a good close up to see what she's got on offer, which is not really very much at all. I think she's possibly having a think about a different method now, just looking up, considering her options, but time is running short here for Alex Puccio on the second boulder. Yeah,
4 minutes really aren't a lot. If you're out there on the mat and you don't really know what's the best method, then 4 minutes go by really fast. But the crowd's behind her. Let's hope that she'll find a solution.
So she tucks into exactly the same position, but she's looking around for different options.
Come on, Alex.
Yeah, all she could really try there was to try and go with two hands rather than one, but a hold of that size is going to be really, really difficult to catch with two. Yeah, it's really hard to know exactly what the route setters intended here.
I'm interested, Anna, when you're on the mat and you're having a rest, did you ever have a rest period in mind, like, oh, I never rest for more than 1 minute, or is it just 100% on feeling?
It's a lot about feeling, but come on, Alex. Oh. Yeah, it's a lot about feeling, and usually your forearms tell you how long you should rest. And obviously it's about tactics too, as I said earlier. If you think that you got the right method, then it's better to run the clock down to really rest properly and give it one more good try.
So no joy for Alex Puccio on boulder 2.
No
I've just been told, by the way, apparently there's been a couple of problems with the live stream. Do apologise for that. Obviously we're not aware of it here, but someone's just let me know. So if you did miss some of the climbing earlier on, apologies. Charlie Bosco here as ever with Mike Langley and Anna Sturr, a very special guest in the commentary box. But apologies if you did miss some of the climbing. I'll just quickly recap. On boulder number 1, it was flashed by Akio Noguchi and Shauna Coxey. Janja Garnbret, she got it second time. Alex Puccio only got the bonus hold, but she got it first time. Petra Klingler also only got the bonus hold, she got it fourth time. and Stashigo did not get the bonus or the top. So as I say, apologies if there are some problems with the live stream. Hopefully we're back with you now. And this woman right here, she's already claimed her second overall for the World Cup title. And she's already got one flash on the one boulder she's attempted. What could she do on women's 2?
So we saw Alex Puccio basically not really moving out of the start position with too much success, but Shauna Coxey, as you said, Charlie, overall winner. If anybody can do this move, it's going to be Shauna at this stage, and looking up for options. And it was quite interesting reading her face as she looked at the boulder. Kind of had a bit of an oh my when she looked up at the first section, and both exactly what we saw. Alex Puccio just looking a bit confused at this stage in the boulder.
Yes, the facial expression is similar, but let's hope Shauna would do it. Come on.
Anna, when Shauna first arrived on the scene, did you realise just how talented she was? Did you expect that she could become quite as good as she has done in the last couple of years?
I mean, it's always hard to predict because there are so many strong girls, but I mean, Shauna has definitely always had the talent to climb up onto the top, and that's where she is right now. I mean, she claimed the second time the overall title this year, and that's impressive.
Shauna Coxey exactly the same as Alex Puccio, then having a really good look around. Looks like she's trying a completely different method. And, she's
that's a great close-up of Shauna's face there. I wonder if I could just see the cogs turning.
You can see that she's definitely very flexible.
When we previewed these boulders, these are made as an intentional footholds for traversing across the top of the wall for the finish dug on the right. And
yes, but if you don't have an idea of how the boulder works, then it's actually good to try different methods, because sometimes, you can, like the route set is intended a certain method, but sometimes, as we saw Julia Kruder in semifinals, the jump, she didn't do the jump, she found a different method. So it's good to try and then to decide whatever method you're going to settle on. But it seems as if she's gonna try to jump again. Yes, come on, Shauna.
We've seen it a few times in the past couple of years from Shauna. She'll just look at a boulder completely differently to everyone else, and that was great when you saw her look over her shoulder. Just begin to wonder if those holds were in reach.
Yes, I mean, it's good as an athlete to try different things. As I said, it's important to think out of the box sometimes.
It's funny what you said about when she emerged and you couldn't really tell. You don't know what someone's going to become. I remember going to the climbing wall in Liverpool about 10, 12 years ago, and everyone was saying, oh, this blonde girl who's being belayed by her dad, she's going to be really good. She's called Shauna, and I was going, yeah. I mean, every wall's got strong kids climbing there. But she did turn out to be quite good, actually.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, might be an understatement.
Yeah.
So with under a minute to go, Shauna Coxey found no joy at all here in the start of the women's second board. You can really see the expressions on her face is all negative at the moment.
I mean, I can feel her. It really looks as if it's really hard to get out of that corner.
You can see she's starting to make slight upwards progression, but realistically she's really short on time here. But I think because she's so stretched across the groove, it's really hard to power off that back foot, which is so stretched.
Come on.
Shauna Coxey says it there, absolutely no idea.
Yeah, she's calling it a day.
I think the route setters might be getting slightly nervous after the first two climbers now. Just kind of, no joy at all for the first couple of athletes. And have they got this one right?
I mean, the route setters obviously have a very hard job. I mean, they can never make it completely right, but let's hope that someone will solve it. Maybe Petra. Let's see.
Yeah, before very strong climbers still to go. There is time, and if someone does it, they'll put themselves in a very good position, especially if it's Yanya or Akio off the tops on the first boulders.
Yeah, but the important thing is to really focus on every single problem, not to do calculations in your head before you're out before you've actually done the fourth one.
Leave the calculations for us, leave the climbing to them.
We try to do our best. She's trying a different method too. She's trying to hold the box. Maybe this could work. Get the foot over. Come on, Petra.
Petra's on board, the left-hand starting volume then. This is good thinking for Petra. She might find some success with this, but it's still a bad right hand that she's going up to. It's pretty much a one-handed hold.
Maybe she can get a heel hook out left.
Oh, that was really interesting. I think she might go back for another look at that.
Yeah, we'll see if it felt good. I'm sure she'd try it again.
Well, what's interesting, you see her actually chalking up the volume. There wasn't really any chalk over there, so she was thinking out the box already. Not too many words, box here, but she went onto the box by thinking outside of the box.
Mike, English is Anna's second language. Just try to remember.
But
I know what you mean.
It is true though,
Yeah,
like the
true.
climbers do follow the chalk. I think you see it a lot. They follow the boot marks on the wall and the boot marks on the volumes. It's a true indicator. And I think
It can give away the method. I mean, if you see the chalk, then you know that someone has already held it.
But also in reverse, if this doesn't work for Petra, some of the other climbers coming out later might start following that chalk, even though it's not the method.
Yeah, you're right. But it must have felt good, otherwise she wouldn't try it again. Come on, Petra.
Crowd enjoying this. To be honest, it's probably the last thing Petra needed. It's quite a perilous position. She probably just needed a bit of peace and quiet, but she got a big cheer, and it seems to be working. The left hand goes up. Really painful looking shoulder press.
It's so difficult, but she needs that hold with the right hand, it seems, but all of her weight is across to the left, and the volume's actually sort of behind her, and to hold that position.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she'll be able to reach. Because if she can't reach, I'm not sure if she'll be able to hold the swing. But she has 1 minute 30 to go. As you can see, she's stepping back again. As we saw her on the first problem, she's taking a proper look. Maybe she'll find out a different method. Let's see, she knows that she has 1, maximum 2 more attempts.
I wonder if this stage in the Boulder, this is opportunity to, like you say, have a step back and have a rethink and maybe try something else.
Yeah, let's see what she does.
So, shake of the wrists from Petra. She pulls back on. The crowd start their clap again. What will the method be?
She tries it the same way again. Interesting.
She's looking for options with the right toe there to try and keep her on. Can she keep the toe in and reach the hold at the same time? I don't think she can, and that's the problem she's going to face.
Maybe she can hold the red. Come on, Petra.
I have to say that looked very promising for Petra. Another feet slip, but it looked as if she was getting slowly up towards that hold.
I think one of the problems she's going to face is kind of a side pull hold, and to go up to the right-handed Gaston hold with the right hand in that position, it's going to be so hard to hold that position with one hand.
So the crowd start to clap. Petra starts to climb. She's got 20 seconds. I suspect this may be an attempt on the bonus hole rather than the top. Look at the time, but no joy for either. So this women's 2 at this stage proving problematic.
Yes, Dasha is the next one out. Maybe she can find a method. Maybe she can show us the way.
By the way, I'm told our stream is back online now and going quickly. I hope that stays the case. Apologies for the issues if there were any earlier on.
European champion 2017 then. Already got a trophy in the back of the car. Can she add one here in Munich in the World Cup final? Not a very good start for her on boulder number 1. Really couldn't find the method. Let's see if she can find a method at the start of boulder number 2. Looks like flexibility at this start, Anna, plays a huge part of this problem.
Just caught a glimpse there of Stasha's face, big smile, enjoying the experience, lining it up with the left hand.
This could be interesting actually, because Stasha is known as one of the taller female climbers. She's a little bit bigger than the other athletes out there.
And she goes straight back onto the problem. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's interesting. And you're right, she is one of the taller ones. Yeah. We'll see, maybe it could be an advantage.
So this is exactly what Petra tried, heading to that chalk, and you do wonder, as we said earlier, if the chalk is potentially a false guide, but time will tell. She looks like she's got a knee scum in the corner just to try and stop the swing
Looks
a little
good.
bit. I don't know, it's going to be really hard to tell, but I don't think that's going to work. I'm very, very happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah, maybe they'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, very.
It's really hard to tell from the beginning. As I said, like sometimes they try different methods, and it's not the route setup. That's not the intention of the route setup, but sometimes it works out. So we'll see. Oh yes, yes. She proved you wrong.
more than happy to be proven wrong if we see a top here. That was a brilliant effort from Stasha.
It's already her 4th attempt and she got still 2 minutes 20, so she's a climber that's definitely very fast. She puts in a lot of attempts.
So I do wonder if that extra reach has helped Stasha here. She can hold the bottom of the left volume and reach all the way up to the right hand. Full span there for Stasha. Oh, nearly hold the one-handed lock off. That was a really, really good effort from Stasha. And Anna, what do you think? Do you think the reach is helping her through this move?
I mean, in this move, the way she does it, it definitely helps, yes. And she still has 1 minute 50 and she hasn't really rested.
Barely had time to take on some chalk, never mind taking some oxygen at the same time. So Stasha then on for another look, using that right leg wisely.
Yes,
locks it into the crimp this time. Stasha Gaho sticks the move.
Crowd absolutely loving that here in Munich. Stasha, the first climber to make a real dent on this women's two, and what a dent she's making. She's cruising now. Now she needs to head out to the right. You can see that volume that Shauna Coxey tried to go to directly. Stasha miles ahead of where anyone else has been on this boulder. Didn't get on at all with number 1. She's getting on a lot better with number 2. She may not have a lot of time if this attempt is not successful. She needs to make this one count. 1 minute 5 remaining.
Yes, it'll be enough. 1
Crowd
minute 5
stamping,
is enough to
clapping.
finish it.
You'll be able to hear them. Stabs out with the right foot. Huge cheer goes up from the crowd.
Wow, now she has to stem into the corner. Come on, Stasha.
Time still being burned up, as I say.
Yeah, this will be the attempt, for sure.
This is it for Stasha. She's already got the bonus. Can she get the top?
Come on now.
She knows this is it. She's taking her time. She's making sure every movement is as good as it can be. She doesn't want to take any risks that are unnecessary. How now to get right, though? That's the question. She's chalking up.
Wow, 25 seconds.
22 seconds to go. She has enough time. She doesn't need to rush. But by the same token, she does need to get moving at some stage.
Stasha Gaho then gets
12 seconds to go.
Gets the right
10,
foot
she
across.
lines it up.
Oh no! Yeah, 6,000 screams went up at the same time, and the couple in the commentary box. Look at her face. She's absolutely broken after that effort.
Yeah, of course she knows that this would have been her attempt.
Listen to the reaction from the crowd. They knew what a fight that was. If we go back, it'd be interesting to see how long she had on the clock when she left the ground. It seemed like she was on the wall for about
150, I think.
quarter of an hour.
Almost.
Almost exhausted.
You do have to wonder what effect the clock had on her in the last moves there. If she had unlimited time, you would have thought she could just take a bit more time and really control that last move. And she is going to an undercut sideball, to be fair, so it's never going to be an easy move, but you can't help but think that time's really kind of...
Of course, for the climbers, it's hard that they cut the 4+ rule. I mean, only 4 minutes, that's not a lot of time. Let's see how Janja will get on with this problem. She's trying the method that Shauna tried. Shauna and Alex. Come on.
Yeah, she got the left hand nicely there, but Anne started to make upwards progress up to the right hand. I honestly think that was the intended method by the route setters. I can't imagine that it would be an all-round equal challenge if they intended them to go down with the left hand, but Janja Garnbrett seems to have found what could be the intended method. She has a look up, as Alex Puccio did, and Shauna Coxey at the footholds on the right. Here we go then, Janja Garnbrett out of the corner, really loading those legs. Oh, getting close. I think she touched it with the right hand there.
Yeah, very interesting to see the different methods when it clicked for Stasha, how it clicked. Once she'd done that move, she was cruised off to the right. It was only the last move that stopped her.
I really think this is a boulder of two halves, really. There's the hard start and then there's the hard finish. And it was a really heartbreaker finish for Stasha. Really feel sorry for her as she went off, just shaking the head. But Janja Garnbrett, after a fine top on number 1, can she get through this move? Looks like she's really struggling to kind of find the pounce out of the leg position there. Her back leg, she's trying to bend it to kind of spring load out of the right hand starting volume, but it seems to be just a bit too stretched to be able to get much of it.
Yeah, not really seeming to get much closer with each attempt. I wonder if now's the time when she might try a different method. She's touched the holes she's going for each time, and it's never really looked like she's going to stay there. It looks like she's lining it up pretty similar again.
Yeah, I mean, it might look like this
Yes.
for us, but she felt different. Yes, come on, Janja.
Janja
Nice.
Garnbret gets it done then. Can she find the top here? Janja Garnbret on super form once again in the Bouldering World Cup. Sticks the 1-2 move out of the corner. That was really, really nicely done.
Yeah, it was amazingly done. Went straight up high with the right hand.
I think
And it
that's how they
killed the
intended.
swing. Now she's where Stasha was.
And she has 1 minute 40 on the clock, so that's more comfortable for her.
Can she become the first climber with 2 tops? The first climbers to top this women's 2. We said time wasn't an issue for Stasha, but these moves took a long time and it became an issue. Janja really does have a lot of time. She's got 1 minute and 25 seconds on clock. Got time to shake her leg out. She doesn't have a chalk bag, unlike Stasha. But she's got time to figure out the move.
Oh my!
And sticks it. Unbelievable from Janja Garnbret. The left leg swung round. Her body came open, almost faced the crowd.
This
And
was a
somehow
Janja
stayed
move,
on.
I have to say.
That was an absolutely unreal way to
Crazy.
finish a boulder. How the hell she stuck onto that, nobody will ever know. That was so impressive.
Hopefully we can track down a replay of that. That was unbelievable. Her left leg came round so far, it almost went beyond the black
There
tape.
was just limbs everywhere all of a sudden there.
Yeah.
She just stuck onto the last move. Oh, that was so impressive.
Now Akia is under pressure because she knows that Janja just topped it.
Yeah, we'll just confirm the number of attempts for you.
Janja took 5 attempts
5 attempts.
for my calculation.
So Akia Noguchi, the last climber out on boulder number 2. One top.
4 attempts for Janja, I'm told.
So Akia, let's say final climber out. Can she make it happen like she did so easily on boulder number 1? So many different methods on this first boulder. It's really interesting. And yeah, it's really kind of put the cat amongst the pigeons in this final already.
Akio, quite a tall climber as well, as we saw with Stasha, who had a very good attempt on this. And a bit like Janja, the first attempt, no joy, and then suddenly it seems to click. Janja went high with that right hand. As soon as that landed, she was away.
If we see her using the same method again, just watch the back right leg as she just sort of bends it, just tries to kind of coil it up as much as possible like a spring, just to explode out the corner and get the distance up and left.
Again. Come on, Akia.
It's like coming out of the starting blocks for a runner on the 100 meters, just loading the legs. Akia Noguchi just trying to find the method in the corner. No joy so far for Akia Noguchi then. I do wonder if she's feeling the pressure after such a moment from Janja Garnbret. No way she could ignore what happened just then.
She will try to ignore it for sure. She will try to focus on herself. I think she's still wondering what to do, but maybe pull it off. Come on, Akia. Balance out of this corner.
She's really just trying to find something from on offer out of the volumes in the wall there. It was good thinking actually. I think she just tried to see if there was a static position to work her way across, using the corner of the wall and the green volume there on the left hand to try and find some purchase. But as we know, obviously she doesn't. We know what the method is now.
There are 2 methods. It's always interesting to see that there are always different methods to do problems.
I think competition climbers, they always find a way, and they always find a way that you least expect as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like Akia Noguchi is looking for the static method again, pushing across to the left. She's got to get her centre of mass a lot further across to the left if that's going to work. And the wall and the volume themselves just pushing her away from where she needs to be.
And it's down to 1 minute 5.
At this stage, it's not looking good for Akia Noguchi.
Just 1 more attempt.
This is the first time she's had a really good burn at getting the left hand, but she's kind of spinning off rather than heading up, as we saw with Janja. Looks like she's having a look at the face out option. Yep, face back in.
40 seconds.
Akia Noguchi currently sitting in second place then. So she's not going to be able to improve on that with just 30 seconds left, and how slow it is to climb this boulder to the top. Looks like Akira Noguchi is going to be remaining in second place with that flash on boulder number 1.
This will be our last attempt. Maybe she can get to the bonus. Come on up here. Trying to use that I-10 volume.
As we saw with Shauna then having a look at up for the options high and right, but 5 seconds left. It's game over on boulder number 2 for Akio.
Time's up for Akio. I think she might have forgotten that we're on 4 minutes flat. Judge just reminds her.
I think she was enjoying herself too much there, just to kind of stuck it out in the corner. I think she was just really kind of not upset, but just a bit gutted that she couldn't find the right method there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're in front of the problem and you don't really know what to do, then it's always frustrating.
Sorry to interrupt, Anna. I just want to have another look at this. Just look what was going on there. It was like a pose from.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, it was very artistic finish from Janja. I'm sure a lot of photos will be appearing on social media of that one, especially if Janja takes away the win. Oh, it was just an incredible moment with the sun shining on her as well. Like you said, that was a classic Janja moment.
Yes, but there are 2 more problems to go, and it's not over yet. I mean, everyone, the field's still open.
Here we have it, Janja Garnbrett leading the way then, 2 tops in 6 attempts, 2 bonuses in 5 attempts. Akira Noguchi, who we just saw behind her, equal with Shauna, who takes the 2nd place on countback. As we move on, we're on to the 3rd boulder here already in Munich for the World Cup, the final World Cup of the season.
Yes, Charlie Roscoe here, Mike Langley and Anna Sturr alongside us. I think Mike's going to ask for an autograph before you leave, Anna, so don't forget to sign his favourite climbing t-shirt. As ever, you can get in touch, hashtag IFSCWC on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch. Tell us what you think here. Apologies if you were having some problems with the live stream. I've been told it's fixed now. I hope it has. We can concentrate on the action.
Yes, slab is coming up for Alex.
What I find interesting about this boulder is there's no black tape down the right-hand arete of the wall there. So I'm pretty sure that means it's in. There's no black tape down the wall. There's no boundary area, so she can use it if she wants. The boulder does actually head off to the left very swiftly, so I don't think it will help her. And the starting hole that you can see clearly labelled there, the yellow hole, zero texture on that. It's basically just a piece of glass with no edge.
And it looks as if it's a very nasty starting position to get in. Alex is struggling.
Do you wonder if you can wrap the fingers around the arete there and drag the thumb onto the green volume just to get enough to get her standing up?
It's a good point. I mean, it would be a correct starting position if, say, she would have the thumb on the green volume and the hand around the corner. So maybe this could work.
And obviously Alex Buccio is super experienced. I wonder if she's spotted that as a method yet.
Well, who knows what's the method? It's really frustrating sometimes if the starting position is like that, and as a climber you come out and you have problems getting into the starting position. I mean, for her now, that psychologically it's not easy, but I'm sure she can pull it off. She has 2 minutes left on the clock. It's plenty of time. Nice.
Finds the method this time. That was nicely done.
Now she gets started.
I think the start is only the start of her problems, though, unfortunately, on this slab. It looks really, really tenuous.
Speaking of the black tape, I remember in Innsbruck, May 2016, technical incident with Anna Sturr. You remember when you went beyond the boulder in the World Cup last year?
Yeah, sure. God, 2016.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yes, sometimes it can be heartbreaking with the black tapes, but this one, on the right-hand side, there's no black tape.
Yeah,
so
the black tape, of course, denotes the legal edge of the boulder. So if there's no black tape, there is no legal edge. You can use that right-hand arete. If there's black tape, you can't.
Alex Buccio finds the balance point nicely there. There's a bit of a debate going on here in the studio whether she can actually use the arete on the start or not. Because it's the edge of the wall, it may constitute as out of bounds.
Yeah, Graham just informed us that it's not okay to use the arete as a start. My apologies.
Well, I think the officials down at the front of all the know, and Alex Buccio, that's possibly why she's not using it. They will have the ins and outs at the start of this boulder. It's hard to know sometimes what's an arete and what's the edge of the wall, especially when you've got a black curtain and you're looking front on at it.
Yeah, Alex figured the start out already, and I hope she can pull it off again. Of course, she has 30 seconds left. This is frustrating for her. Come on, Alex.
Hard starts really seems to be a theme so far here in the women's finals. It must be really frustrating, as you say. You can't come out and put down the power you want to just because you can't get off the floor.
Really frustrating boulder this for Alex Puccio.
Yes.
10 seconds to go.
Got it.
Sure, be very happy with a bonus. She's going to have to be quick if she wants one, though. Scroll down off the wall. Didn't look like that was her favourite 4 minutes of climbing.
Yeah, Alex
No, I mean, you need a lot of time once you're in the starting position. You have to move over slowly, and in 10 seconds, it's really hard to keep your head forward. But don't forget, she has one more problem to go.
Alex Puccio currently sitting in 4th position, clearly quite disgruntled with that boulder. Next climber out will be Shauna Coxey. Shauna's known for her technical ability. I think shoe choice on a boulder like this could be crucial as well. You've got to make sure you've got the right footwear to be able to smear on these green volumes. There is only volumes on this climb. Good set of soft shoes could be the key here. Anna, you're obviously known for wearing, I think, Sportiva solutions pretty much throughout your career. Did you find that you chopped and changed the shoes during the round, or did you stick with one pair?
Usually I stick to one pair. Right now I'm wearing the Futuras actually. But Shauna is definitely known as a good slab climber. I think Alex does not love the slabs, but yeah, let's see if Shauna can actually climb together.
So I'm sure Graham will correct me if I'm wrong, but the climbers can actually dig their fingers into the screw holes on these volumes. They can't use the T-nuts, but they can use the screw holes, and I think Shauna's started nicely there with her right hand, and just you can see what is on offer for Shauna as a starting position there. It's not really a hold.
No, definitely nothing to hold on to. It's just to get, it's all about your feet.
She looks very relaxed, Shauna, when she came out. Huge grin. There's nothing like sewing up your second overall title to relax you. Not too much pressure here. She says, we chatted to her the other day, she said she just takes it World Cup by World Cup, but it must take a bit of the pressure off knowing you've already clinched the overall. You can just enjoy it. Might, of course, mean you climb better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she had an amazing season. And
Yeah, she had an incredible season, and when I spoke to her after the semi-final round, she said she kind of focused more today on getting into the finals rather than concentrating on the European Championships.
I mean, of course, she was the favorite for the European Championship title. I'm sure this was her goal, and it's frustrating to not reach it, but let's hope that she can do well in the World Cup ranking.
Well, she's done well in the World Cup ranking, but she's certainly not doing very well on this boulder at the moment. Not really finding a starting position. Looks like a really, really hard start here at women's number 3.
Yeah, she has 2 minutes left on the clock.
We shouldn't give up just yet, though. Look at the previous boulder, it looked hopeless. I thought, oh, the route setters will overcook this. Next thing, Yanni Garnbret gets it done. Sasha Gehl came very close to getting it done. So plenty of time left. Alex Puccio, I think it'd be fair to say, didn't enjoy it much.
So you see that Shauna's looking for all the tricks in the book there, looking for crimps, fingernails down the back of the volume. So that's kind of proves how bad these holds must be if you're looking for kind of splinter edges effectively to pull off the ground. She's really just shaking her head there, just no position for her to start here, and she's looking actually at the quick 4-point contact and then jumping across the wall. Sometimes you see that it's really hard for the judges in that situation to guarantee that she hit the starting position, but yeah, it's really, really difficult.
Yeah, Shauna just struggling there. It's actually having a bit of a funny effect to the atmosphere here in Munich. Suddenly the crowd just a bit quieter. They want to see someone get into the meat of this boulder.
Yes, and of course you said that the crowd in Munich, they are climbers too, so they know what's going on, and they can see that they are struggling, and this of course is hard, but they know once it counts, they'll be behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point you make. There's no fooling this crowd in Munich. There's no use the MC saying, oh, this is fantastic, this is amazing action. They know what climbing's all about. And they can see Shauna Coxey with 25 seconds to go. possibly going to get timed out before she can even go for the bonus. I wonder if she'll have another go. I suspect this might be a bonus only if she does get it. No, doesn't like it at all. Heads in. 10 seconds to spare.
Another frustrating start to a boulder problem here in Munich for the women's finals. Boulder number 2 and boulder number 3. A couple of the athletes really stranded just trying to get off the floor. Let's see what Petra can do. The world champion out next.
And speaking of the world champion, we've got Pirmin Schäuble, one of the Swiss team coaches. Pirmin, how's Petra been the last couple of months since we saw her in a Boulder World Cup?
She's doing a lot of training, obviously. She's progressed a lot and she's doing really good. I think she did a really good preparation. As today she's won the bronze medal in the European Championships. It's really, really nice, really good job. And the second medal in the overall, which is really important, of course, for the future. So I think everything she did was just really good planned. Yeah.
And we know she struggled with injuries a bit, particularly this year. Can you just bring us up to date with her injury status?
Yeah, she still is struggling with some small things, but I think that's just part of the bouldering scene. Unfortunately, it's a really intense sport, and that just happens. But I think she dealt really good with the injuries she had, made some really smart decisions to take a break here and there. I think this is part of the game. So nothing really special to talk about, I think.
And she seems like she always has the mentality to climb well. Where does her motivation come from, and what's she like in training? Is she equally as motivated as she seems to be when we see her in the World Cups?
Yes, she's always really motivated. Of course, sometimes you have better days and other days, but she's really motivated all the time, smiling a lot, as you can always see her, and that's really fun to see Petra climbing, and even in the trainings. She's really doing good.
Okay, we'll let you get back down the front. I know it's nerve-wracking to watch Petra, but thank you for taking a bit of time to come and see us.
Thank you.
So just while we're having that interview there, me and Anna Stor, legend from the Austrian climbing team, just discussing this start, and I think it must be super, super frustrating, not only for the athletes, but also for the crowd in the building. And yeah, not the start that we were looking for on women's number 3, and we really hope, obviously there's a couple of athletes still to come, we hope it can liven up a little bit here for the final in the women's.
Yes, Petra has 2 more minutes on the clock. But this starting position seems to be very tricky.
It's the high yellow hold. They need to put a 4 starting point on there, but there's not really a hold there. It's more of an indicator of the start position more than anything else.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. Really nothing to hold on to. It's a very slippery, bad hold.
It was actually Alex Puccio who was looking the best on this, and she was holding pinching the right hand volume as hard as possible, and that seemed to be what got her kind of at least off the ground.
Yeah, Alex managed to get off the ground twice, if I remember correctly. Petra's trying to hold on to the screws. Come on.
No success as well for Petra's. Women's 3 proving incredibly problematic. The route setters are probably not enjoying watching this that much. They probably had in mind how this move will be done. The women so far haven't quite figured it out. As I say, this happened on women's 2 as well. It looked like we might just have a stopper move. If you're going to put the kettle on, now's probably the time to do it, but keep an ear out for the commentary, because we could have a breakthrough any second.
Yes, and Petra has 38 seconds left, and then there's still Stasha, Janja, and Akio to come, so maybe someone can surprise us.
She seems to be finding a little bit more success with that, but overall it's still not looking positive for Petra Klinger. Shauna Coxey also struggled, as did Alex Puccio, and 15 seconds left. Some real magic would have to happen right now for Petra Klinger, but finds the start position in balance, but looks like you're going to have to be matching feet on the left-hand volume and walking your way across. Nothing. Once again, no bonus for Shauna, no bonus for Alex, no bonus for Petra Klinger.
Well, the crowd appreciating the effort. They give Petra a very warm send-off. But they and we are waiting for a breakthrough on this one.
Yes, maybe Stasha was.
Yes, Stasha made the breakthrough on women's 2.
Exactly.
Great, she could do it on women's 3.
And of course she knows that no other athlete has topped it yet. So this can be an advantage of her.
Looks like a good first effort there. And yes,
But
what,
she has
what
to
Anna
be,
was saying there, have a good burn.
second foot has to be, she has to touch the lower volume with 2 points.
She's looking at
So the crowd begins to clap. They want to see a breakthrough here.
Yes, this is
Stash
correct
is
start.
successfully onto the wall.
Stasha pulls into the starting position second time then. This is looking much better.
Drift nice and slowly seems to be the way to go. We've seen people try and drop over to the left. That's successful. Now needs to be controlled, nice and measured.
There's a lot of time left, so she can take the time. Move on, move her foot, come on.
I think on this style of pure slab climbing, you've really got the breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Breathe out. Make sure you're not holding on to too much oxygen to get yourself nice and close to the wall. Really relax. It's just not that easy when there's 6,000 people looking at you, I tell you that.
So Stasha back on, successful start
Yes,
again.
she matched her feet. That's, come on, Stasha. Yes, she's the first one to grab, and
I
got
love
the
this
bonus.
Munich crowd. We get one
Yep.
Boulder and they go crazy. It's fantastic.
bonus.
She's into
in
it.
her third attempt.
Bonus for Stasha. She made a breakthrough on the last one. She makes a breakthrough.
Looking good. Come on now, Stasha.
Big volume. You can see the top. It's just emerged. Top right of your screen.
This is looking
Just
really good
above
now.
and right at this volume is Stasha Gaho. About the top. She had a heartbreak number 2.
Tia was talking about a hard cross on the last move. Hard crossover, remember? Let's see if she'll cross to the top or does it like this.
Yeah, we chatted to Mathieu Dutré earlier, our chief route setter. This route is not done yet. Stasha Gaho goes to the top and latches it, and the crowd goes crazy. You can barely hear yourself think for this Munich crowd. They're going crazy for Stasha Gaho, and she knows what that means. She's seen the other athletes come into the isolation after 4 minutes looking upset. And she walks back into isolation after 2 minutes with a big smile on her face.
It's
Oh yes, this was really good. Good effort from Stasha.
That's a real redemption from Stasha Gaho, then fell off the last move on boulder number 2. Comes out, completely redeems herself with the first top and women's number 3, and she made it look like a different boulder to the other athletes. Really impressive from the European champion 2017, Stasha Gaho. What can Janja Garnbret do then? She knows that the door has been opened. Can she walk through it?
This would be her third boulder if she's able to top it, but let's see if she can pull off the ground. Come on, Janja.
Janja doesn't seem to get affected by pressure, I think it'd be fair to say, when we see her in the league competition. So, doesn't, even at 18 years old, this huge crowd and the pressure doesn't seem to affect her. We shall see. Stasha already topped it. It can be done. We were wondering. The method was found and executed expertly by Stasha Gaho.
Looking good. Come on, Janja. She needs to match her foot on the lower volume. At least that's how Stasha did it. Maybe she can do it differently.
The way Stasha did it was find that foot swap early, as Janja is looking for now, before moving out left. We have been reliably informed that the volume that she's going across to has the T-nuts blocked in it, so it's just a pure friction-dependent volume. Let's have another look then. Concentration on Janja's face here, and you see just how close she is to the wall to try and get the perfect balance point. Just see on the volume there the blocking of the T-nuts to make sure that none of the athletes drop into those and have a technical problem.
Trying to match her feet. Come on.
Back on again.
Yeah, now
Crowd
she
suddenly
moves.
seems to have come to life. They know it can be done now. 2:15 on the clock.
Of course, Janja knows that too. She knows that Stasha did it, and now it's all about her.
Do you think that will make her think too much? She's thinking, okay, I know it can be done now. What did she do that? What she's found that I haven't?
I mean, of course, for Stasha, it was quite comfortable to come out knowing that no one has topped it yet. And she knows that the crowd is right behind her. And I'm sure Janja knows that she can top it as well, but it's just a little bit more difficult maybe.
You could see what Janja was trying to do there, but as soon as the right foot landed, it never looked very promising. When Stasha did it was nice and slowly, easing away over.
She needs to match her feet, but she's got 1 minute 30 on the clock.
So Janja Garnbret currently leading the way and struggling on women's number 3, just trying to look for the different feet methods now. She looks like she's having a look at alternative options. We know what needs to be done, but she obviously doesn't. She's been in the isolation zone. Has a look again now, trying to control the right hand and match the feet.
Aide Janja.
Just feel it must be so hard to climb in these conditions. That was great flexibility there. As I say, it must be so hard when you're potentially really nervous. This huge crowd just all kind of waiting in silence for you to do something impressive like she did on women's number 2. And Janja with just 40 seconds on the clock. This is not really finding any method that's worked for her so far.
This would, of course, give
she'll be
Janja
able
3 tops.
trying to match it again. Slowly.
Only woman who topped the first 2, both of them. And I'm pretty sure she's not going to top this boulder. She might have another go, presumably at the bonus. Just looking along the stage. Yeah, she is back on the wall. There she is.
10 seconds.
You can see there top right of your screen, Akio Noguchi waiting in the wings. It's her who's going to be out next. Not meant to be for Janja Garnbret. Smiles anywhere and walks off the stage. She still currently sits in first position with 2 tops in 6 attempts. But if Akio can have a good burn here, she would have a lot of attempts in hand with 1 top in 1 attempt so far on the first boulder.
Yes,
So every boulder's been topped now.
and everything's possible for Akio. She's definitely usually very comfortable on slabs. She's a very technical climber as well, and I'm positive that she can top this one.
She's a woman you've competed against many, many times. You know her well.
Yes, I know her strengths. Rarely has any weaknesses.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd be interested what her weaknesses are. So she will be the last climber to attempt this women's 3. It's been one for the connoisseurs. Stasha Geho figured it out.
Yeah, I think whoever Stasha Geho's boot sponsor is right now will be very, very happy, because she looked like she was standing on a completely different volume to everybody else.
Sponsored by Superglue, I think.
Here we go then, it's Akio Noguchi's time to fight the volumes at the bottom here, try and find the perfect balance spot. Does well, but she was really looking for something out of the starting yellow hold, just to try and straighten the body a bit and try and get the kind of left leg straight to give her a bit more of a balance point, but obviously, as we know and she knows now, there's nothing really there.
The 4-time overall Boulder World Cup winner here in Munich. As she knows well, competed here many times. The last climber we're going to see on this boulder. If you are just tuning in, we've got Anna Stor alongside us in the commentary box. We're live in Munich. Women's final first. It'll be followed by the men. We've got a full evening of entertainment for you.
The crowd is still going wild.
Takes more than this to keep the crowd quiet.
Yes, that's what I like about Munich.
The bar has an alcohol license, which probably helps, but they also know they're climbing. And Akio, once again, struggling with these early moves.
So once again, we're seeing scenes here on women's number 3 of just athletes struggling to get off the ground. It's only really Stasha Geho who's had any impact on these first couple of moves. Seeing quite a few people in this position exactly, just struggling to find the feet. She's done well to move the left foot across there. Now she just needs to bring the right foot in to join it.
Yes, Akio made some space. Wow.
We've actually got some of the athletes from around the arena. Obviously the wall's split in half here. They're watching our screen behind us. They're so excited to see what's going on. And this Team Slovenia is gathered over our shoulders just to watch the live stream. Yeah, they'll be very close to the action very shortly as we move on to women's number 4. But at the moment, it's all eyes on Akiya Noguchi.
1 minute left for Akiya.
Yeah, just a 1 minute beep on the last one. She pulled back on the last second, maybe either mistook the beep or just forgot she didn't have the 4+ rule, but she does have 45 seconds left. As things stand, it's only Stasha Gale who's really made anything resembling a dent on this women's 3, and what a dent it was.
This is good work, the way she dropped the left foot down now. She knows that that's the method. She knows she's got a match feet. Oh, goes for the full bridge. This could be interesting if it worked. Very similar position to the start of women's number 2. Got to pounce across. It's good to see us trying something different there, but still the same result.
So just over 10 seconds to go. As we saw with a couple of climbers, I think she'd settle for a bonus, but unfortunately she won't get that. Heads back in. Team Japan there, well represented as ever.
As it stands then, a brilliant effort from Stasha Geho, the only climber to do anything on that boulder. 5 blanks and a top in 3 attempts from Stasha Geho.
Nice little moment there where Akiya Noguchi went to walk off stage and Alex Puccio sort of went, no, go to the other door. Alex ready to come out. Women's 4.
I think after the frustration of women's 2 and 3 from Alex Puccio, I really hope she can put some of that famous power down now in the women's number 4.
And there is your scoreboard. Yanni Garnbrett leading the way. The only woman with 2 tops, but Akiya Noguchi, Shauna Coxey and Stasha Gale all have one. Alex Puccio and Petra Klingler still waiting for their first top. Still got 1 boulder to go here in this women's final.
Yeah, the last one seems to be a powerful problem, so it could definitely suit Alex's style.
The route setters will be relieved that we saw a top on number 3. It means every boulder they've created has been topped. But if it weren't for Stasha Geho,
yeah,
women's 3 might have been a bit controversial. Now she comes again.
Now she's out.
So if Alex Puccio flashes this, the best she can do is 4th position. So she's playing for kind of pride at this stage in the competition, and she has a lot of pride, and I really hope that she can put some of that down.
Interesting as well, when she went off after women's 3, she looked pretty hacked off, pretty fed up with the whole situation. She's come out all smiles again, so whatever mentally she's done backstage seems to have worked, seems to be in a good mind frame again.
Yes, I mean, she's an experienced climber. She knows that she has 1 problem to go, and she will try her hardest to top this one.
Yeah, got straight on with it. That's that huge red volume at the start.
And at this stage in the competition, if you know you can't get onto the podium, do you still continue to fight, or is you just kind of try and get it over with?
No, I mean, of course, Alex will try her hardest to top this one. I mean, it's always good to top a problem in the final. And she will try as hard as she can. Let's hope she can pull it off.
Yeah, hard set of boulders for the women tonight. Only 1 woman after 3 boulders with 2 tops.
She seems to be so stretched going into the undercut there, really trying to find some purchase on the upside down volume there, you can see, and going into an undercut when you're so stretched, it's so hard to kind of make upwards movement in that position. I've seen it time and time again, especially in the lead climb. As soon as you get stretched onto an undercut, it's the body tension required to be able to reel that in. It's so hard.
It seems as if the foothold that Alex just brushed is really, really bad. It's hard.
Now she's back on, more than half her time remaining. This time she holds it. You can see the force going all the way down the left arm and into the shoulder.
Some famous Puccio power going on right now. This is what we wanted to see. Working her way up to the bonus hold. Nicely done from Alex Puccio. Full control as it stands on women's number 4. Up and right now, big move. She's having a look at options for the feet. It's going up to a blocked slot hold. Oh, so strong, Alex Puccio. This is so impressive now. Alex Puccio looking to go out on fire here in Munich.
Alex is hanging around in Munich in Europe, for a long time after this comp. How nice her holiday will feel if she can finish off with the top. She's doing everything necessary at this stage. One more hole to go. Latches it. Easy. Pull up at the top to finish.
That is what we wanted to see. Alex Puccio in a nutshell. Fantastic effort. A great way to finish the competition for her.
Really nice to see the crowd give Alex a warm applause. As we've said loads of times, they really know they're climbing here. They know what she's done in the past. They know what a great climber she still is, and they've really enjoyed watching her. Let's have another look. There was the move up with the left hand. Stuck it.
Just the athleticism you can see there in the arms of Alex Puccio is really something, and yeah, that was exactly what we wanted. That was really, really good to watch, and like you say, the crowd's now back alive. Got some real action.
Yes, and Shauna's out next. She knows that this problem can be topped. Maybe she can show us another of her flashes.
With Janja Garnbret's got 2 tops in 6 attempts. She can be caught by either Akio, Shauna. They've got 1 top in 1 attempt, so it's all to play for. It's coming down to the final boulder. It's going to be Janja's to lose at this stage in the competition. Janja is 1 boulder ahead of the rest, with her still to come down in 5th, coming out in 5th position, 2nd from the semi-final. So Shauna, if she wants to win, is going to have to get this done within 4 attempts and hope that Janja doesn't do it. Great work straight away from Shauna Coxey there. Saw Alex Puccio drop that move a few times, and the tension through the feet. This is good work from Shauna Coxey. Look at the big cross through, tucked under her own arm. Great flexibility through the wrist, but goes for another look. This is what we saw Alex doing, matching up here. It's a real fight from Shauna Coxey. She needs this if she wants to get herself into a higher position. She's already in 3rd. Can she make it silver or bronze here in Munich? Finish her incredible 2017 in style. Hits the bonus nicely, locks it in. That's where we saw Puccio jumping up. This is a superb burn here from Shauna Coxey. She's on for the flash as it stands.
Speaking of flash, night time is falling here in Munich. The cameras of the photographers beginning to flash. The drama increasing here in Munich as Shauna Coxey heads out right. That hold looked a long way away, but she got there. She's now got the top, left hand, right hand. Job done for Shauna.
Another impressive flash.
Nothing more she can do. Her competition's over. She sits and waits and watches.
Anna Storr said it. She said, can we see a famous Shauna Coxey flash? And she does it just that. 2 tops in 2 attempts for Shauna Coxey in tonight's finals. It's going to be down to Akio Noguchi and Janja Garnbret to decide the medals.
So Shauna in the lead. She always says she takes it World Cup by World Cup. And a gold medal to send her on her way in the place where she injured herself last year would be a very nice way to close out her World Cup season.
So Petra Klinger out next then, unfortunately down, sitting in last position, 6th place, 1 bonus in 4 attempts. Not the best finals for her, but it is the end of the season. She's had a tough season, had to battle with a lot of injuries. We heard from her coach there, she's kind of back in the game, back in form. But
and if she flashes it, she can still advance.
There we go then, Petra Klinger.
3.5 minutes left for Petra, taking matters into her own hands with the brushing. Bit of a tricky start psychologically. You can't ease into this boulder.
No, you gotta really give it your all from the start on. And the foothold really looks extremely bad. So it's really definitely a very powerful problem, but as we can see, Petra is a powerful climber, and I'm sure she can get the top.
Petra jumps into another attempt then, 2nd burn. Can she fire into this undercut and secure it? You see that as soon as the head tilts back, tension starts to lose through the feet, the heels start to lift. Zip, she's out of there. Let's have another close-up look. Anna, that left hand just looks so poor.
Yeah, I mean, almost, but not quite. And she's, as you already said, she's in a hard position because she hasn't climbed any boulder yet. And she really, as Alex Puccio did, she has to stick with it until the last boulder. And I hope she can really show her best. 'Cause she's definitely able to top this one.
No doubt Petra Klinger will want to put a show on here, and here she goes for another burn. What's quite interesting about that undercut, you can see how much force needs to go through the thumb. You can see the chalk build up. And it's one of those things that it's quite easy to forget how much work the thumbs do on a hold like that. Super strong thumbs required on a lot of these pinches.
Again, Petra is taking her time, trying to rest up and give it her all on her next try.
She's had an exceptionally consistent 2017. After an amazing 2016, couldn't finish much better than the World Championships in a sold-out arena in Paris. 2016, no golds, but a superb and consistent season. She really is establishing herself as one of the truly top climbers week in, week out in the IFSC Boulder World Cups.
Seems to be a bit of a theme here in the finals in the women's hard starts all the way through the competition. And Anna, what do you think? Do you think that's had an effect on the psychology of the athletes, or is it just pure hardness and not much you can do about it?
Yeah, I mean, as I said early on the third problem, it was the same. If you can't do the first move, of course it affects your mind. And it is really hard to get back in. But Petra is also an experienced climber. She knows what she's doing. She's taking her time, resting up a little bit, and now she's going again.
So Petra Klinger then playing for pride at this time in the competition with 40 seconds left. She's starting to look tired.
Looking tired, looking frustrated. 30 seconds left of her Boulder World Cup season. Nighttime really falling here in Munich. Coming on quickly. Half an hour from now, it'll pretty much dark.
This will be our last attempt.
Last attempt, which was a super frustrating finals for Petra Klinger.
Maybe one more. Yeah.
She's not giving up just yet. Only found one bonus in the 4 problems she's tackled tonight. Not giving up though. That is a true Petra Klinger we know and love. She even looked like she wanted one more go, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah,
Ends the competition for Petra Klinger. She'll remain in 6th position, unfortunately, but it's been a great 2017 for her. Great 2016, and Petra Klinger, yeah, I'm sure she'll be back to fight in 2018.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't her final, but we have to move on to Stasha Gejo.
Stasha Gejo then currently with 1 top in 3 attempts, the only climber to top Boulder number 3. If she flashes this, it'll be 2 tops in 4 attempts, which could put her up to 2nd place. That is still with Janja still to go, and
Akio still to go, yes.
So medals still up for grabs here. Gold, silver and bronze still available. Who is it going to be here in Munich 2017? It could definitely be a good shout for Stasha for the silver. Already taken away the gold in the European Championships earlier today, and what a great day she's had. I wonder if she'll be ruing what happened on number 2 for Stasha. She fell off the last move. Will that come back to haunt her? Let's see how she gets on Boulder number 4. Can she secure a temporary 2nd position? Just having a good look around at the moment. Stasha Gejo looking so strong this weekend. Oh! Just drops out there from Stasha Gejo. Really, really good effort. So tired. You can see the fatigue, especially after her huge burn on women's number 2. Heartbreak moment that we'll definitely remember her for a long time, and so shall we. So shall she. Redeemed herself with the only top on women's number 3, which is really impressive.
And we will break off if Stasha gets close to the top, but in the meantime we've got Alex Puccio fresh down from this boulder. Amazing moment when you topped it. Just talk us through these moves that Stasha's doing now.
Honestly, I think the hardest move was matching the feet on the starting holds to get your left foot to the really big one. And then I think I didn't try it the way she just tried falling. I put my right foot up, and I mean, this round wasn't for me, and I was very secure in my movements. I think the great thing about Stasha, how she climbs, is she kind of just goes for it a little more. I think that's part of being a youth climber. It like helps you do that. So less controlled, and you make more mistakes, but then your reward is bigger too.
And looking back on your round, 1 top, Perhaps not your ideal set, but at least you got a top, and you must have really enjoyed climbing in front of this massive crowd.
I was a little embarrassed, I think, on the third one where I was like, how the heck do I get off the ground?
But just look at the scores. There was only one top. Nobody else got a bonus, so you weren't the only one.
No, Sean and I were talking about that in the back when we both couldn't get off the ground really on like the second and the third boulder. I think the first boulder I should have done, I made a mistake getting my feet too high, which set me up too high when I actually jumped to the top holds, which out of all the climbs, I thought that one was my style. So I think if I was disappointed, that's the only reason I was disappointed was from the very first boulder.
But you enjoyed climbing in Munich. Good to be back in the World Cups.
This World Cup. I might do more in the future, but I won't know for a while.
Okay, well, enjoy your European road trip, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
It's really good of Alex to join us here in the commentary box after a really tough round. It's all eyes on Stasha Geho at the moment. It's one top in 3 attempts for her. She has secured the bonus, but Stasha's starting to look really tired, and I do wonder if that battle head-to-head which she had earlier with Janja Garnbret to decide the European champion, whether that's taken it out of her. She is 4th position. With a top, she could push into a temporary 3rd, but still a Keogh still to come who would push her out of that bronze medal position. Stasha Geho really fighting now, and the crowd really appreciating it.
Yeah, crowd absolutely loving it. She's got 20 seconds to go. She's been close before. And I'm pretty sure that is the end of the Munich World Cup for Stasha. She'll take 4th place in the European Championship. Not a bad day's work.
I think the falling off the last move on number 2 when she seemed a bit stretched for time has really hurt her in this round, and I think that's the frustration you can see in her face. I think she knew she could do more.
Just another look there, our wall-mounted camera doing its job. You can see how close she got, and you can see how hard she tried. The whole camera unit wobbled as she launched off the wall. Now here's Janja Garnbret. The maths for her is pretty simple. A top, doesn't matter how many attempts she takes, the top wins her this World Cup. Shauna Coxey is a couple of meters away from us watching on, seemingly not too nervous.
Shauna Coxey currently sitting in 1st position. It's all about Janja and Keogh, and it's definitely about Janja right now. Tops this, she wins. Janja Garnbret getting the match, no problem then. This is really looking easy for Janja at the moment. Just a couple more moves, and she will be the winner of Munich 2017, and the crowd definitely knows it.
This is her first attempt. Right?
Janja, oh! This is really interesting now, and I do wonder, Shauna off to her side is looking pretty relaxed, but you can't help but think she could be in for a win here. So Janja Garnbret, as we've seen with the previous boulders, wasting no time and putting straight back on. The crowd goes straight back into their rapturous applause, gets the clap going for Janja.
Yeah, she definitely has a lot of energy.
I think she surprised herself that she fell off that move. She wants this. Can Janja Garnbret add to what is already a significant trophy cabinet? Oh!
How many times have we heard that scream from the crowd here in Munich, where a climber's so close, doesn't quite latch it. Janja, who's looked so impressive, especially in the lead. Let's not discount 2 World Cup wins already in 2017. You would expect to get the job done here. A top in any number of attempts will win her the competition, and the left hand went, the left foot went, and the right foot just seemed to pull her clean off the wall.
This is going to be interesting actually, because Janja and Alex and Shauna actually made this boulder look a lot easier than it actually is, I think. And yeah, it's going to be really tough now to see if Janja can push through from 2nd place and take away the win.
Yeah.
Here she goes on this move.
This is the crucial move for her. Come on.
Oh,
No points.
But this is what we've said earlier, that once the women climb it, it actually looks okay. It looks kind of easy, but it actually is not, obviously. She has 1 minute 40 left, and if she takes her time, I'm sure she can reach the top.
So is there the possibility that Janja could be tiring? She did do that extra problem to come 2nd in the European Championships. Has that had an effect on her? Has that had an effect on her as a potential win here? Next 1 minute and 20 was going to tell us the answer to that.
Yeah, we shall see. She's competing in Arco in a couple of days' time, but that's a long way off
Of course, it had an effect, I guess, and it makes you question the combination event of World Cup and European Championship.
Oh, this
Now
time
she did
though.
the move.
That's it. Janja sticks the move with the left hand. She sticks the move with the right. The Munich crowd goes crazy. She crosses with the left, crosses with the right. Janja Garnbret make that 3 Boulder World Cup wins in 2017. 3 lead World Cup wins in 2017 so far. Is there anything she can't do? The crowd acknowledge her. She bows, makes her way off the stage.
It's real.
What do you need to do to stop this woman? If you want to win in climbing, this is who you've got to beat, and good luck, because she is on another planet right now.
Yeah, and really congratulations to Janja Garnbret.
And the lovely moment, it's just behind the wall, just from where we can see. We've just seen a big hug between Shauna and Janja. Shauna the first to congratulate her, but Janja Garnbret. Wow, wow, wow.
That was a real heads on the back of your neck moment there as 6,000 people realised that Janja had just won. She took an awesome pump of the fist. And Anna, you've been having a look at the scores. What can Akio do now?
Of course, now it's all about the second place too, because Akio has 1 top in 1 attempt, Shauna has 2 tops in 2 attempts. If she flashes it, she might be second.
And we'll keep an eye on Akio Noguchi. We will break off if we need to. Quick hug between our guest Anna Storr and our new guest Shauna Coxey. Shauna, you've just seen Janja top the boulder. Unfortunately, that takes the win away from you, but you were the first congratulator. Really nice moment.
It's not unfortunate at all. That was thoroughly deserved. You know, she had so many tries, and it's incredible. I mean, that boulder was really difficult, and you could see her fighting on it. And yeah, she totally deserved that.
And overall, look back on 2017. What an amazing year you've had.
Yeah, it's definitely not the comeback season I was imagining, but I'm amazing, like so pleased. I thought it'd take me a lot longer to come back from my injury that I got here last year. So yeah, to be here now and having won the overall, I think be on the podium here again, which is really cool. So yeah, definitely happy.
Well, a year ago you were giving yourself a bad shoulder injury in Munich. This time you pick up the overall title and another medal to add to your collection. Not a bad 12 months.
Definitely not, no, I'm not complaining at all.
Okay, well congratulations, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
So we can confirm, as Shauna was being interviewed there, she has taken the silver medal away. Akio Noguchi can no longer catch her. So it's Janja Garnbret, number 1, Shauna Coxey, another medal in the bag for her, takes away second place, a silver medal. Can't be too upset at that, especially when you're competing against Janja Garnbret. Akio Noguchi does well this time. Great work flicking the left leg across. Really used her mind there to get through this bottom section. Had a really good think and chucked the leg across. Used a good technique. Swing it over, and now here we go. This is the move that's slowed down a lot of the climbers. Looks to use the momentum across the left leg once again. Oh, looks like she could do a bit more of a leg swing there. Kind of looked like she was lining it up, but couldn't quite release the momentum to fire up to that slot hold.
Yeah, no lack of commitment from Akio Noguchi. She fell really awkwardly then, landed on her left hip. Seems to be okay. We can see her on the stage. There she is. So as you rightly say, Mike, this won't affect her ranking. She may or may not be aware of that, but something tells me she'll give this boulder everything she's got. This is the end of her World Cup season as well.
Of course, she wants to top it, and she knows how to do it.
So Akio Noguchi then, the final climber out in the women's final. This will be followed by the men's final, and it's Akio Noguchi. Third place is the best she can do, but like Anna said, she's fighting for everything nonetheless.
Of course, she wants to stop. She might have already got bronze, but she wants to top this boulder, and she can do it. Come on, Akio.
Oh, she had a bit more momentum with the left leg there. You can see her swinging it a bit further than she did on the previous attempt. And 40 seconds left. This would be an incredible show of fitness to get a top at this stage in the competition. And an exhausting final here.
Yes, 30 seconds, that's not a lot, but if someone can do it, then that's okay.
The final action then of the women's bouldering season 2017. It's all eyes on Akio Noguchi. Can she take us out on style?
Come on, Akio.
So short of time here and looking pumped.
This is the move.
Come on, Akio. Looks around at the clock, knows she's run out of time. Oh, she gave it a good burn anyway. Akio Noguchi takes away the bronze. and Anna, a great finals here tonight. Some slow moments. Stasha Geho getting the top was awesome on women's number 3. The top from Shauna the Flash from her on number 1 with Akio, and Janja with that crazy finish. It's been kind of frills and spills throughout the. You'll probably say at the end of the day, Janja Garnbret deserved it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Warm congratulations to Janja Garnbret, Shauna Coxey and Akio Noguchi, the medalists, but also the other girls did really well, and I'm really excited to see the men's final.
Just as we have a look at the results, then we're about to go into an interview with the winner, Janja Garnbret, and you can see it there. Janja Garnbret takes the win, 3 tops in 10 attempts. Shauna Coxey second, 2 tops in 2. Akio Noguchi comes away with the bronze medal with 1 top in 1 attempt. Stasha Geho with the only top on women's number 3 gets her 4th. Alex Puccio and Petra Killinger could feel like they could have got more, but it was a good night from them nonetheless.
Yes, and an excellent night's work. Well, I shouldn't say work, you helped us out voluntarily, but a wonderful night's work from Anna Stöhr. Anna, thank you very much for your help, and we're looking forward to seeing you competing next year.
Well,
I was trying to get a commitment from you.
no, I told you won't get it.
I tried my best. Thank you very much for your help. Really appreciated all your insight, and now go enjoy the men's final.
Thank you.
Alongside us, fresh down from the wall, Janja Garnbret. That's 3 World Cup wins in lead, 3 in Boulder. Pretty good year.
Yeah, well, it started pretty good, I think, the lead World Cup, so I went without expectations into the Bouldering World Cup, but yeah, I had a lot of fun, so that's why it's such a good result.
And you've been really busy with the lead season. Have you had any time to train bouldering, or was this just old fitness that got you up the route?
Well, after Briançon, I started to train bouldering, so yeah, I didn't have that much time, but still I couldn't wait to switch back to bouldering, and yeah, I just had fun.
And just talk us through that last boulder. Just talk us through that last boulder. It looked like you were struggling a few times, and then you finally got it. Did you always think you could do it?
Yeah, well, I was a bit nervous before the last one because I knew if I topped the boulder, I would win. So yeah, I was a little bit shaky, but then the creep, the bonus, I think, surprised me a little bit. It was not so good, but then I was going for the next hold a bit too low, but then when I got it on the top, it was good, so yeah.
And you must have known that that was the win.
Yeah, I knew that was the win.
And you were number 3, really strange boulder. Just explain that. It looked like people were struggling to even start.
Yeah, the start was pretty weird. For the left hand, it was like a really bad hold, no grip at all. But yeah, Stasha did pretty easily. She explained it to me. But yeah, I didn't find the right solution for me. The lower volume was a bit slippery, but still I couldn't, like, I was going out of balance, but it was so, I don't know.
I mean, that was the only mistake you made all night. It was almost a perfect performance. As I say, 3rd Boulder World Cup win. Congratulations, amazing performance, as ever it seems right now.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the podium as well, well earned. This crowd is going to go crazy.
Thank you.
So up next we'll have the men's final. Janja, you can go and relax. Thank you. Yes, up next here in Munich we'll have the men's final. Anna Stöhr about to be substituted in the commentary box. Mike Langley. Amazing to hear Janja then. It just seems to come so naturally.
Yeah, I think what's really impressive about her, I'm pretty sure she's 18 years old, and just to be able to be that consistent psychologically in every competition, whether it's she's actually pretty decent at speed, but lead and boulder, just to be able to be that confident when you're backstage, huge pressure. World Cup final, just no issues for her whatsoever. And she's obviously got the tools in the toolbox to back it up in the power and the technique and the commitment. Like we said, she's actually doing a wild celebration off to her right. So she's not always just steely focused, but yeah, a really, really great result from Janja. And the final itself, I mean, it had its slow moments, but there were some really impressive moments as well. And her top on that one-handed catch that she did was that's something that this competition will be remembered for.
Just looking over at the side of the stage, we must be very close to the start of the men's final. Forecast to start at 8 o'clock. And there we go, apologies, we just lost our feed for a second. Yoshiyuki Ogata, climber number 1, is out on the wall. And making a pretty good effort of it so far. Yoshiyuki will be first out, be followed by Jan Hoyer. What a reception he'll get. Tomoe Narasaki, Taisi Ishimatsu, Kokoro Fuji and Jongwon Chon. Keep an eye on the clock. This could be a very quick top, from Yoshiyuki. Not quite. And substitution in the commentary box completed. Alex Megos, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So close to making this final.
Yep.
That was climbing in Munich.
It was amazing. I mean, it was my second Bouldering World Cup ever. And I've done one 5 years ago in Munich. So the only bouldering venue I know is Munich, to be honest. So it was amazing.
Yeah, we've seen you in a few private competitions, Last Sportiva Legends only, and the Quiff, which you won this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, second time in the World Cup. But you enjoyed the experience?
Oh, for sure.
It would have been great to see you in the final, so close.
I tried my best, but I think the last possible climber in the semifinals kicked me out on the last problem. So, I mean, it was Kokoro Fuji, but he deserved it. He climbed really well, so it was good to see him climb.
So as we focus in on Yoshiyuki Ogata with just over 2 minutes left, this is the move that Rootset was talking about. Huge flexibility required here. He mentioned that they would need to go off the hill, but he uses a toe. Oh, and finds a fine top. This is a perfect start from Team Japan. 4 of them in this finals. Yoshiyuki's off to a fantastic start.
19-year-old Japanese
19-year-old. If I've got a close look at the list, I just see that Kokoro Fuji and Jan Hoyer are the oldest competitors with just 25 years of age. That is quite crazy.
And speaking of Jan Hoyer, the crowd have got that rehearsed down to a T. The MC sets them up. He shouts Jan, they shout Hoyer. And here he is, the recrowned European champion after today. And a man you know well.
Yes, the man I know best, I'd say. I mean, the first time I actually competed against Jan Hoyer was in 2007 or 8 in a German comp. And I was just like, oh God, that's the famous Jan Hoyer. And I even went to super finals with him. Lost, obviously, because he was, you know, the very famous Jan Hoyer and super strong, but I was really excited.
And he's been working on his slab technique over the past couple of years, really been paying off.
Definitely. And he has well worked on his flexibility. I mean, I can remember him a few years ago where he was absolutely not flexible like most of the Germans. But he got it dialed now, I'd say. He's got the split now almost, I'd say. So he's really flexible now. He's really good on slabs. He moves really well, and he just got much more of a complete climber over the past few years, I would say.
Inching his way right, trying to stay left enough to be legal.
Come on, Jan.
You can see that newfound flexibility, just levers onto the right heel nicely.
And I think
to keep in balance.
For the last move, his size might be a bit of an advantage, hopefully, which means he doesn't really have to leap for the top hold.
That was what the route setter was saying that the hill was the option, but we saw from Yoshiyuki Ogata went for the toe on the top of the hold that gave him potentially a better body position to fire up high for the finish hold. As we have another look, you can see Jan really working that heel. Careful not to heel hook on top of his own fingers. Just drags it off.
I think that last move might be easier for being a bit taller, but getting set for it might actually be slightly harder because it's just a bit more leg to try and lever over.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it.
There we go then, Jan Hoyer on for another burn. 1 minute 45 left. The only European in the final and the only German in the final, and you can definitely tell that with the crowd. This is looking good now from Jan Hoyer. Looks to push it out. Jan Hoyer's looking good. He's got the weight across to the right, struggling. Oh, just went to pull up. He was looking good there for a second. His weight was going nicely to the right, but then the wobble started. Just wobbled off.
Okay, probably starting for his last attempt now, I guess, with 1 minute to go.
Yeah, you can see the advantage of the height there. He can reach all 4 holes simultaneously almost.
Oh, he's trying a new sequence now, going left, which...
We mentioned earlier about the black tape. Obviously, he can't put his foot above or into
but
that black taped off area. He's being very close.
There he is with his flexibility. Come on, Jan. Come on, Jan.
Oh.
Crowd willing him on, but not quite for Jan Hoyer. I think they'll have another go. Looks like he's lining up for another go.
I think the route setters thought about that as well, and they made it that it's not possible even for tall guys. I know one of the route setters, Dirk Ulik, he's from a gym close to where I live, and he's even taller than Jan, so I guess he must have thought about standing in the corner, so they must have put the black tape, so it's probably just not possible.
He obviously likes this method though, and it's certainly a quick method. That's why he's gone for it. Just 8 seconds left. He needs to not look around. He needs to go. Here we go, Jan Hoyer. Oh!
Yes!
Jan Hoyer sticks it. What a moment. Alex Magos, one of his best mates, also from Germany, right behind us. An incredible moment here in the men's final. That is the start he was looking for, and cheated the sequence. Jan Hoyer up the groove. Sticks it, brilliant effort.
Yeah, he really likes cheating sequences.
Just when it seemed like there was a bit of a lull in the atmosphere between the women's and the men's final, absolutely ignited again here in Munich. Top from Jan Hoyer with seconds remaining. Our first amazing moment of this men's final. And Tomoe Narasaki's out next. Let's have a look at it. He went with the right hand.
Oh, it was a close call though.
Added with the left.
It was actually really clever thinking from Jan Hoyer there, because he knew with the time he had left, the other method, although he potentially was looking a bit closer, was not, he wouldn't be able to climb it in the time that he had left, and thought, I'm just going to go for it up the groove, and yeah, it really paid off.
That is very true. Yeah, bouldering nowadays is so much about tactics and all that kind of stuff.
So here's the dominant force of last season. Hasn't won a World Cup in 2017, excuse me. If you'd said that at the end of last year, I wouldn't have believed you, but he hasn't quite found that form again this year. He's not messing about on men's one though. This could be an easy top for Tomoe. Just needs to keep the right foot in place. Won't have any problem being dynamic and springing up for this last hold. Just lining it up. Is he going to go statically? He's not going to go. He looked like he couldn't quite decide whether to lunge for that or just go nice and slowly.
Yeah, he's a very springy climber naturally, so he always likes to go dynamically, even if sometimes it's maybe not the best option.
You would imagine just due to height that the method Jan Hoyer used won't be available for him.
I don't think so. He's about my height, maybe even a little bit shorter. So that's about 173 maybe. And Jan is quite a bit taller with 186, I believe, so he's quite a bit taller than all the other competitors.
So Tomoe Narasaki then had a really good effort there, and he was actually in a very similar body position to what we saw Jan in before he opted for his up the groove method, just pushing it out as Yoshiyuki did so neatly, and then just started to wobble, finding the balance point. Goes for the heel this time. Maybe have more luck off the heel. So you can just see him just making sure he doesn't trap his fingers underneath. This is the position he wants to get into, crimping the top of the left hand. Oh! He was so close to that. Fingertips just dragged off the finish hold. I reckon he can do this.
I think so too. It was very good of Yoshiyuki to stay calm in that position. And I as well saw that when he went for the top, he put a left heel hook as well on the hold, where he had his right foot on, so that made him stay on the wall as well. Whereas Tomoa just goes for it pretty much.
Tomoa basically just goes for everything. Like you said, he's a very dynamic climber. If you've ever seen his Instagram, it's quite hilarious just watching him flying around, backflipping off the wall all over the place. And he just doesn't know how to go slowly to a move.
Very true. It's very entertaining though to watch his Instagram, so if you're not following him, you should.
Interesting as well on that top move, it was almost a battle between his heart and his head. He wanted to jump, but I think he knew it wasn't a very good idea.
Yeah.
He's back in the same position.
And he climbs really easy into that position.
Looks for the toe option this time. Is it going to be enough for Tomoa? This is a better position to use that dynamic skill. Eyeballs it, has a look. Oh, goes nicely in the end. No problems in the end for Tomoa Narasaki. Made it look easy.
Made it look really easy now.
So that's a top from all three climbers so far, men's one. They are separated though down to attempts. So just to confirm Tomoa's number of attempts as it comes through.
As we were saying for the head route setter, the interview we heard with him at the start of the observation, he was saying he expects to see 2 or 3 tops in each of the categories on the first boulder. We certainly saw that in the women's, and we're certainly seeing that again in the men's, so potentially the route setters are right on par at the start of the competition.
That was 3 attempts, by the way, for Tomoa, 5 for Jan, 2 for Yoshiyuki Ogata. So even at this early stage, it looks like if you can't top men's one, could come back to haunt you later on. It looks like you're going to need a top to feature. We could be wrong, of course, but the top of men's one looking pretty vital if you'd like a podium. So Tetsuya Matsu, the third of 4 Japanese climbers in this evening's men's final. Mike Langley and Alex Megos alongside me. Alex, of course, just missed out in the final by 1 place. Sorry to rub it in.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry.
7th place in a World Cup, still pretty good going.
It's Ishimatsu then with the flash for Team Japan. That was really, really
That was
nicely
really
done.
smooth.
Certainly was.
The way that, sorry Alex, I was just going to say the way that he put his right foot up, hopefully we better have another look. Here we go, this is just a move afterwards, but he got his right foot up so easily, and the hip flexibility must have been absolutely insane for Team Japan.
And also that last move, it looks quite low key, but being able to keep your toe on like that, again, hip flexibility, absolutely crucial.
So the Team Japan onslaught continues. It's Kokoro Fuji out next, qualified in 2nd after Jungwon Chon, who took the overall 2017 championships with his position to get through to the finals. But Kokoro Fuji, the overall winner for 2016, comes out to try and win a World Cup here in Munich.
And does he as well still have the chance to win the overall?
No.
No, okay. Does anybody still have a chance to win the overall except Jungwon Chon?
No.
Oh, okay. There
That's
we go.
one thing taken care of.
Yeah, there was a lot of things to take care of in the semi-final round, but luckily that is sewn up, so we don't have to worry about that. We can focus on Kokoro Fuji then. Once again, Team Japan just showing their dominant force here. Oh! Just as I say that, a foot slip.
Yeah, I was talking about how hard it was to keep that right foot on when you're on the toe like that. It looked as if he almost dabbed just outside the edge of the boulder as well on the move before. Clearly not, though. He couldn't get called down. Let's have another look. Yeah, it was the right foot that went.
You mean on the swing?
Yeah,
Sorry?
Yeah, on the swing move, Charlie was
swing.
saying it looked like the foot could have gone out of bounds. We saw the black tape on the right-hand side of the ball. We were discussing that a little bit in the women's final. Didn't make a difference on that attempt, though. So the penultimate climber out. Start of the men's competition here in Munich after an excellent women's final.
Yeah, tough women's final as well. You managed to find a good viewpoint?
For the second half, yes I did. Behind the DJ desk. That's the spot.
Did you say, do you know who I am? I'm Alex Magos. Can you make me a space?
No, actually I just said I'm one of the athletes I would like to pass, please.
Very polite.
Yeah.
So Kokoro is behind the groove,
same position.
back out onto the slab.
Trying a different method.
Still trying to persist with using his toe. He's probably tall enough to use the Jan Hoyer method.
He might be.
Yeah,
he
he's
might
maybe
be.
a centimetre shorter than Jan. There's certainly not much in it. It's close.
That's exactly the same method we saw the compatriot Ishimatsu do so easily, just popping the toe inside the arm.
Yeah.
Making it much easier to unravel out the position and go towards the finish hold.
Yeah, it almost as well looked like Taise was not really sitting on the foot, he was more pushing with his foot into his hand. It looked a bit different when he did the top move. It looked really smooth though.
So Kokora's got a minute 30 just under left on the clock. Certainly have time for this attempt and another one should he need it. He's been getting fairly close though. He certainly looks more than capable of topping the boulder. What will his method be this time? It looks as if his right foot's just levering him off, but he obviously likes the method, and the hold suddenly doesn't look very far away.
This is a really
safely secured.
Really interesting boulder. They really seem to struggle, then find just somehow it all just clicks and it just comes together with ease.
A really nice route setting. Every time you try it, you get a bit higher.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing about all those World Cup problems, that I'd say probably 95% of all the athletes competing in the World Cup would be able to do those problems. But the actual hard part is to do them in 5 minutes, to find a solution that suits you and do them in 5 minutes.
Yeah, or 4 minutes because we're in the final.
Or 4 minutes.
Even harder.
Even harder, exactly, yeah.
So the winner of the overall Bouldering World Cup season 2017, Jongwon Chon, comes out. Only a couple of climbers topped all 4 boulders in the semi-finals. Jongwon was one, and it was a great moment in the semi-finals. If you watched it, just turned around to the crowd and said, basically, look at me, I am the winner. Will he be the winner here tonight though? It's definitely going to be tough with such a strong field. 5 climbers already topped this. Jongwon Chon, the last guy out, can he equal them?
It looked incredible in the semi-final. He's looked pretty handy all season, but particularly the last couple of World Cups, and this time he chooses the toe method. Just pauses midway through the move, and it looked like it cost him.
It's actually quite an interesting move there, trying to break down the subtleties of it. It seems to be very dependent on the left shoulder. So we have a look, you've got to find a position, pushing the left shoulder, and you've got to find out whether it wants to be fast or slow, or somewhere in between. And he tried to go super, super slow, and at that point, something happens to the right foot, not 100% sure what, but it seems to force the right foot off.
I don't know who supplies his tape, but I might get some because he seems to wear more every competition. He seems to get stronger every competition. It seems to work. I think I'd just wrap myself in it like an Egyptian mummy. Seems to do something for him. Needs a top here though to stay in the game if he wants a World Cup win here in Munich. Just a one World Cup win for him last year in 2016. He'd won in Innsbruck, but otherwise it was a pretty forgettable season. 2017, much more like the 2015 vintage.
Here we go then, Jongwon Chon on for another burn. Looks like exactly the same method, but
now he sticks it.
Really, really interesting men's number 1 in terms of the techniques. Great work for Jongwon Chon, gets it done in the end, just in a couple of attempts as well, so that put him up with the other guys, Tazai Itsumatsu and Yoshiyuki Ogata. We'll double check the maths to see how many attempts it was, but yeah, good start to the competition. Potentially a couple more tops than the route setters were expecting on the first boulder.
Yeah, successful top from every climber. Attempts already crucial.
Just one flash though.
Just one flash, as you say. Really nice route setting. Kind of seemed like every time climber tried it, they figured something new out until they got it done. Part, of course. Especially Itsumatsu, who got it done the first time. It's 2 attempts required for Jongwon Chon and Yoshiyuki Ogata. Night falling here in Munich. Crowd still here, still enthusiastic. I haven't heard a roar at a World Cup like when Jan Hoyer topped that first boulder for a long time.
I think especially the method that he ended up using, I think they love to see kind of someone thinking out the box and doing something a bit different, and obviously it's Jan Hoyer, so it's sort of doubly good, but the way he did it was really, really cool.
It definitely was, yeah. And I mean, he is as well quite different to all the other competitors, since he's the only non-Asian climber in the final this time, with 4 Japanese, 1 South Korean and 1 German.
Do you think that gives him some sort of extra incentive at all? But
it just definitely makes him the odd one out, I guess. And since he's as well about 15 kilos heavier than everybody else and half a foot taller. That makes him as well the all one out. But I mean, it's super interesting to see that in climbing, especially in bouldering, that shapes of people can be so different and they're still performing at a world-class level.
Yeah, I think you come across a really good point there, and I was talking to Stasia, who we saw in the women's final earlier. We were talking about this just the other day, just the different shapes, the different sizes, and the different weights of the climbers. And yeah, like you say, Jan Hoyer significantly larger than some of these other guys, but it's Yoshiyuki looks like he's got a bit of a triple catch here across these sections.
It does look like it. A triple catch onto the bonus hold and then kick out a right foot onto the black volume.
Here we go then, another attempt. This is the sort of move the route setters employ to get separation, because you burn a lot of attempts quite quickly. It's a real muscle memory, and we saw it a few times in the women's. That's actually on the boulder, you can see just off to your right there. That was a more of a hand catch 1-2, and this is more of a 1-2-3. First volume then, it's not good enough to stabilize, so you have to move on to the next one, and I think you're going to have to stabilize the foot at the same time. Really quick hand movements.
And not to underestimate, you lose a lot of skin on those problems. I realized that as well in the semifinals when I was trying one jump over and over again, and within a few tries you just lose so much skin, which is quite crucial for the next couple of problems. So
yeah, definitely, it's easy to think it's all just muscle and power, but the contact with the wall is with the skin at the end of the day, and you hear climbers talking about it a lot. Oh, seem to find a slightly better position with the right hand, just about slowed down the move, but it wasn't quite enough, and he has time, halfway through his time as it stands with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be good if he could try and find some way of stopping his legs. It looks as if the momentum of his legs is not helping at all, but I'm not quite sure if he can get anything out of that low right volume. The black one. You can see now he's fully in the spotlight. It's getting dark here in Munich. Quite the atmosphere in the Olympic Stadium. Alex, does this inspire you to do more World Cups?
to be honest, I'm not a big fan of jumping around, so this is maybe not the boulder to ask with that question. But I mean, it was fun. I had a great time yesterday, I had a great time today, and I wouldn't say that I'd never start World Cups again, so we'll see.
I think the fans at home would definitely like to see you in more World Cups, so if there's anything incentive, just to do it for the guys at home.
I'll think about it.
That sounded like a definite no to me.
I'm German, I'm not going to be very enthusiastic about something.
That was definitely German for, yeah, Mike, all right, just drop it.
Exactly. I'm from the Franken-Euro as well, you know. People from the Franken-Euro are a bit weird sometimes. If they say it was all right, they actually mean it was awesome.
I think that's also a symptom of having spent some time in Sheffield.
Very, very true, yeah. I do like spending time there.
So here's Yoshiyuki Ogata, who's got 30 seconds to go.
Oh yeah.
Just a quick replay of one of his best attempts there. And yeah, like I said, Charlie, just not much time left. It's looking unlikely. I mean, he does climb very fast this section. Does he have enough in the bank? It doesn't seem to be getting close enough with the wall to land the right foot at all. And
no.
We think that's going to be the crucial element to whether he can stick this move or not.
And
he's jumping on for another go with just 5 seconds left.
He's definitely getting tired. I mean, you probably gave it 20 tries now.
20 tries and none of them successful, unfortunately. And Jan Hoyer is out next then. The big man, after a fantastic show on Boulder #1. Looks like he's really, really enjoying himself. We had a chat with him earlier. He's just so psyched to be here and to be climbing well once again. I think it seems like the entire crowd is here just for Jan at this moment in time.
Alex, you know him better than most people. It seems like he would relish this, the crowd chanting his name before he comes out. He'd enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he's got a good chance in that problem as well. I mean, I know that Jan is a very dynamic climber. He can dyno for sure. He's tall as well, so I'm just gonna hope that he'll stick that move now.
Oh,
there we go.
That was insane from Jan Hoyer. Finds another crazy method, goes statically up to the first volume, hits the finish hold, celebrates.
Yes!
Jan Hoyer once again does insanely well. Just looks up like, what on earth happened? Alex Magos and 6,000 people really appreciated that one.
Hard to hear yourself think here in Munich. The crowd adding to the clapping was stamping on the metal scaffolding that's holding their seats.
Oh, the
Unbelievable
way that
from
he did
Jan
that was
Hoyer.
crazy.
We've just seen Yoshiyuki Ogata jumping, trying to find a coordination method. Who needs coordination when you can just smash your way up it with maximum power?
I mean, he probably could have done the jump as well, but that way was way cooler, I'd say.
Oh, the roof nearly came off the stadium when he did that first move. It was unbelievable. Samoa Narasaki's out. He won't be in any doubt what happened. The clock on our screen still ticking away from Jan. That's just being told to wait. There we get a reset. Okay, it's 4 minutes begins.
I mean, time's going to tell with the other athletes coming up, but you do wonder, Jan's bigger frame there really helped him on that first move. But he did manage to switch the left hand into a kind of palm down to hold the tension between the two really bad slopers, but you've got to help. It's hard not to think that his height was a definite advantage there. I mean, power is obviously a key, and he has bucket loads of that.
He definitely has.
I think we could be about to see a demonstration of the difference in body shapes in climbing, because we've just seen Jan Hoyer stick it with power, height, reach, flexibility. Samoa Narasaki, judging by that first attempt, looks like he wants to go for the slightly more dynamic parkour style. We shall see.
I think he has to. I think Jan is probably the only climber who can pull off the other method with his height. I don't think anybody of the other competitors in this final will be able to spend that move.
No, we just saw Tomoa looked as if he was trying to measure up as whether he could do it. He obviously didn't see Jan's attempt, but he obviously had the same thought.
Yeah.
I don't think he can. You need that enormous wingspan that Jan Hoyer had. He just locked that position for a couple of seconds. I don't think any of the other climbers will be able to stick it. Maybe Kokoro, we shall see.
We shall see.
I mean, Kokoro, as we were talking about earlier, is a real master in the art of the dynamic move. So if anybody can do the triple catch and the foot land, it's him. Let's see. Not really looking like he's anywhere near that at the moment, looking very similar to Yoshiyuki Ogata's situation on the same boulder, and with 2 minutes 30 left, Jan Hoyer's putting himself in a staggeringly good position here early on the second boulder.
The thing is, sometimes the Japanese are a little bit trapped in their methods as well, because they are very good at those dynamic moves. When they see such a problem, they know, okay, the route centers want to see a dynamic move, and that's what they'll try. Whereas Jan Hoyer exactly knows that the Japanese are really good at those dynamic moves, and he knows that maybe if he's not, he'll try to figure out a different method with his size and with his height, and that sometimes gives him a bit of an advantage as well.
I'm going to put my neck on the line a little bit here. I think Tomoa might be in for a shout here. That was the time he landed the volume for the first time with his right foot. I think the confidence is just built in him. Tomoa then lining it up for another go. And I think the psychology was quite interesting there. He knows he can do it, therefore I think he messed up the first move because he was focusing more on the next section.
I know. That's always the tricky part. As soon as you know, okay, I can do it with this method, then that's just, okay, now I just have to do it, and I've got 1 minute 30 left on the clock, and that's a really stressful situation.
So close to Tomoa. I was about to say, I think it's nice when World Cups are similar to the experiences of everyday climbers, because I know certainly if I try a route, the first time you try it is often the best time, because the second time you kind of expect to get to your high point and you just think about the moves after it, and what you fall off 6 moves earlier.
Exactly, that is very true. That happens to the pro climbers and to the normal climbers as well. That happens to everybody all the time.
Could just see off stage, and it was a beautiful sunset over the arena here, finishing off Munich in style. It's been an interesting weekend of weather, that's for sure, and we're treated to some good stuff to finish.
That was super close.
It's a shame Tomoa's got a time limit, because I know he can do this boulder. It's just, can he do it in the time remaining? He's got 30 seconds. It won't take him long if he can stick this move. He won't need much time to finish it off.
No, and he knows that he can do it, but he as well knows that he's got one try.
Lines it up, goes with the right hand, left hand, right.
Oh.
Not quite.
He'll probably go for another one, but
15 seconds left.
I'm not sure if that'll be enough time to top the boulder if he gets the bonus.
Right, left, right again, not quite for Tomoa. Well, the debate about whether climbing is easier for the taller or the smaller climber is endless. That one certainly seemed to work for Jan Hoyer. Kokoro Fuji still to come. He's dynamic and he's tall. Might try either method, might try both methods. That was Samoa Narasaki's last attempt.
So close there.
Okay, Toshiya Matsu flashed the first boulder. He can take the lead here, depending on number of attempts. Awful long way to go in this men's final. But he can take the lead.
Yeah, you can see it then, just flashed up on your screen. It's Jan Hoyer 2 tops in 6 attempts, and Ishimatsu 1 flash under his belt already with this second boulder to play. So he's got a few attempts in hand to make, kind of put himself into a really good position early on the competition. But we are only on the second out of 4 finals boulders here.
I mean, if you look at the fact that everybody topped the first boulder, Jan Hoyer flashed the second one, which I'm sure everyone was aware of. This already feels like a high top, high pressure men's final. If you walk off the stage without a top on a boulder, you'll be nervous in this final.
Yep, very true.
So Ishimatsu on his first attempt then went for the 1-2 just on the first volume, didn't look at any other options seemingly. I'm not sure if that's just because he didn't have enough momentum to go to the third and the foot, or he just feels like he may be able to stick it, the 1-2 to the first volume. Let's have a look how he gets on in his second attempt.
Again, this method doesn't look quite as promising. His momentum stalls when the right hand lands.
It almost looks like he's trying to catch the first volume instead of going again to the third volume.
I think everyone's still a little bit stunned from Jan Hoyer's earlier burn on this route. It's sort of gone a bit quiet in here. Oh,
no, he definitely got it with a triple.
Figures the triple, just got to get the height in the foot now, but we've seen from Tomoa that even if you have the triple, it's still incredibly difficult to stick it.
Definitely. And he as well didn't kick his right foot onto the green volume now while he was doing the triple, so he was just both his feet were in the air, and I don't think they can catch it like that.
.220 remaining. Flash of the first boulder. No success as yet on this one.
I mean, it's early to say with 2 athletes still to come, but yeah, I mean, if Jan Hoyer wasn't in this finals and this move was set, it could be a situation like we saw in the women's with a lot of people standing on the ground.
Very true. Although at least over here something's happening, whereas in the women's slab nobody really got off the ground, except one.
So Tosho lines it up again. What will the method be this time? Again, he tries to match and chooses not to do the 1-2-3. He goes with the right hand, then the left, and just tries to stop it there. Let's have another look.
I think he knows that he wants to go for the 1-2-3, but he realized that he has to kick out his right foot onto the green volume before going to the next hole, to the bonus hole. But well, I can tell you that coordination is quite hard to train, so I know I wouldn't have been able to do that problem for sure.
Let's see, he took a slap at it last time, and okay, so this time it seems like he knows that's how he needs to do it. The last time he took a bit of a despairing lunge at it. This time was much closer. He's got less than a minute left. This German crowd clapping him on. I don't think there's any doubt who they'd like to see win this competition, but they give a pretty big cheer for everyone if they manage to top the boulders. This is a replay of an earlier attempt. That one was close, an awkward fall.
And he's definitely getting closer and closer. Oh. And as well more tired every try.
So he's got 30 seconds to go. Then it'd be Kokoro Fuji, a climber we're looking forward to seeing, because he's got the height of Jan Hoyer, he's got the power, he's got the dynamism. If Tosei wants the top of this, he's going to have to be quick. He's got 15 seconds, he pulls back on, dabs the start hole, makes sure he gets a legal start.
Oh, and he's tired
10
now.
seconds left. As you mentioned earlier, this is killing his skin. I think that was just an attempt on the bonus, realistically. Still smiling, walks off. Already had a flash in the final, can still figure.
Good effort.
What a beautiful evening here in Munich. We were forecasting disaster today for the weather, but hasn't arrived, I'm very pleased to say. We've got a wonderful orange sunset.
I mean, it was a bit of a disaster this afternoon. It rained, poured down quite heavy. Yeah. But it looks really amazing now. No comparison to yesterday, though.
The hurricane.
The hurricane.
I think it was the sunburn on everyone's faces followed by the hurricane that kind of really confused everybody. But all eyes on Kokoro Fuji then. Let's have a look what he can do on this triple jump.
First attempt.
And interestingly, tries the dynamic move straight away. That's his natural instinct.
Yeah.
You can see the Japanese team, obviously they've got a lot going for them, but they do seem to train this style of moves a lot. I know the B-Pump gym in Tokyo, they set a lot of these style of moves, there's a lot of these holds. They make sure they have the World Cup holds on offer for them to train on at home. So maybe it will start to work for Kokoro, but so far, really nobody's got anywhere near this move other than Jan Hoyer.
I think he'll just keep on trying that method. I don't think he'll try to span it. To be honest, it as well quite looks impossible to span if you just look at the problem like that.
Yeah, I was really surprised when Jan just spanned it out. I mean, obviously, he had to move, he had to be quite wise with the left hand. He had to use it skillfully and to drop it into kind of a mantle compression. But at the same time, like you say, Alex, it's a very, very long way, and it proves just how tall he is.
And how strong he is. I mean, he pretty much held an iron cross on 2 bad slopers.
Yeah, take nothing away from it, was super impressive.
This is a really good angle to see what he's up against, Kokoro. Oh, again, doesn't seem to want to commit to the 3-part move.
These jump moves, they can be super impressive to watch when it works, but when it doesn't work, it can get quite frustrating.
Yeah, and you can see it, but his momentum's just taking him too far right. He's got to find some way of either stopping the momentum or committing to go into the bonus in one movement without a loss of momentum. Let's see him launch again, right, left, right. So that, again, figures out the move, doesn't get it, but he figures out how it needs to be done.
I mean, all of them tap the bonus, but I think actually holding the bonus will be the crux.
Yeah, the only person we've seen hold the bonus so far was Jan Hoyer, and a couple of seconds later he held the top. It looked easy, to be perfectly honest.
So you can't help but think, like Charlie was saying, the top section after the bonus is easy, so if Kokoro can find any magic here, you might be able to see him pushing up into second place to join Jan Hoyer. I mean, he's getting the distance okay there, but the momentum's so fast. To stop that would be really impressive. You've really got to sort of stab out the right foot, and that just kills the momentum instantly. But they just not seem to be finding the right position to stick the right foot exactly where it needs to be whilst doing 3 things with the hands at the same time.
The thing is, it looks like one of those moves that if you get everything perfect, you might as well just stick it from one code to the next and then go to the top. So
I think this is the challenge of route setting. They know they have to get it perfect, and they probably could if they had half an hour or an hour, but they have just 4 minutes, and that's the line they have to tread.
So Kokoro lining it up, the crowd clapping, 50 seconds to go. Not that time. I've been told that unfortunately there was a problem with our live stream. I do apologise, we're not aware of it at our end, but I'm being kept up to date. Apparently there was a problem. It would appear that the Olympic Channel stream is working better. You can access that by going to the IFSC homepage and clicking on please click here if you don't have access to YouTube. It seems our stream is working again now. The Olympic Channel one does seem to be more reliable. I do apologise, not much we can do at our end. We will bring you all the action as best we can. Charlie Bosco here with Mike Langley and Alexander Megos.
Time running out.
Kokoro Fuji.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Kokoro Fuji, time's running out. Realistically, it's not going to happen for him. Once again, he just repeated the same move over and over and over again to try to see if something could happen, but wasn't meant to be. Maybe John Won Chong coming out next, the dominant force of 2017, can do something. And Alex, on that replay, you can see he's hitting the first hold well.
Yeah, he
just
is
not really sticking the move at all, not even looking close.
I think it's just a really, really hard move, to be honest. And as you said, for the root setters, it's really hard to get it perfect. I mean, the difference between making a problem really easy or making it impossible is quite small. So whether you change slight changes in the boulder problem just makes it super hard or super easy. And I mean, I can imagine being a root setter must be a really tough job, to be honest.
And that was a great shot there of John Won Chon silhouetted with the dark Olympic stadium behind him, waiting to come on stage, and he now climbs in the spotlight. What an atmosphere we've got here in Munich. 8:30 at night.
He's definitely a styler, I would say. He's got good style.
Yeah, he's one of those climbers that when it comes to straight up climbing, pulling hard on bad holes, he's awesome.
He definitely
This
is.
parkour style, he can do it as well, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he topped this boulder, but he won't flash it like Jan Hoyer did.
So naturally, after the crowd's been here for a few hours already, the atmosphere has just dropped a little bit. They're taking this opportunity to get a breather. I don't think many of them will be leaving their spot, because spots are hard to find here with so many people packed in. As you can see on the screen there, it really is a full house. They really want to see something, but great effort from the local MCs. They're really keeping the crowd going. Everyone's just clapping constantly on every attempt, and John Won-chon's trying to find something in response.
Crowd getting right behind him, he launches rightwards. Two and a half minutes, plenty of time. What a position Jan Hoyer would be in though if he was the only man with two tops. A clean lead, not on attempts, just on tops.
And it kind of does look like it now, to be honest.
Well, Jan must be sitting at the back, watching the clock, listening to the crowd.
I'm pretty sure that Jan knows that he's climbed a problem that is probably very hard, maybe even the hardest in that competition. So he's in a good position right now, I would say. You see as well the differences between Young Won-chon and a few of the other Japanese competitors now. He, for example, takes a little bit of time between attempts. So our first Japanese starter, for example, I think he fired out about 20 attempts within the 4 minutes. Young Won-chon, although that he knows how to do it, he's still taking his time, taking rest, and I think that just shows that he's done quite a few World Cups and he's got quite a lot of experience as well.
So he's got 90 seconds to join Jan Hoyer in the
I should have realized that when he was brushing that hold so intensely that he might try to just stick the first hold instead of doing the double clutch.
John Won-chon then with 30 seconds left. Can he find something special here? Oh, he's getting really close, but time is running out. Really pressured moment here then for John Won-chon. Just takes a look up, composes himself, takes a deep breath. 15 seconds or so remaining. Come on, John Won. Oh! He's got time for another go. Will it be enough to find the top? He has to go right now. John Won-chon then. Can he stick it? Here he goes with 5 seconds left. Oh no.
He's tired.
Can't help but think if he had a little bit more time, he could have done that. Maybe he could have found that earlier on. He's going to be kicking himself.
That second to last attempt, which I think is the one we're about to see. Yeah, it looked as if it was easier to stay on the wall than to fall off. It's just the momentum.
That's a great effort. So as we head into the third boulder, as we move across the wall, it's Jan Hoyer who's leading the way, the only European in the final. 2 tops in 6 attempts.
Well, one of the challenges, of course, for Jan Hoyer now is staying calm. He said he wanted to make a lead final and a boulder final this season. Well, he's made a boulder final and a lead final, but he's leading the way in his home World Cup with 2 boulders to go. He's got to somehow keep his head in the right place, stay focused. That moment where he topped that second boulder, that's gone. Don't try and repeat it, don't do anything reckless. Get the job done. Easier said than done, of course.
I mean, if he tops the next 2 problems now, he's definitely the winner. Nobody will be able to take the lead anymore from him, but I mean...
It's a big old if.
Exactly, it's a big old if. normally the route setters are trying to make the fourth problem a bit of a show, since it's the last problem and they don't want the last problem to be the hardest, so everybody will fail on it. So
that's exactly what we saw in the women's competition.
Exactly.
And so we move on to the far left-hand side of the wall, and this is what the route setter described as a bit of a mix of old and new, modern style with lots of volumes, 12 of them, I think. I was just looking at the wrong one, there's 12 volumes on the next problem, so loads of volumes still to play with in the round, but it's lots and lots of grey volumes, quite hard to see against the grey wall, but a finger lock potentially, where he's gone up with the left hand, you can see him dropping into the, looking for the finger lock underneath his 2 volumes, and it's just a crack created there. This is actually looking really good from Yoshiyuki. Currently sitting in 4th position and he's firing right up to leaderboard to join Jan Hoyer. Goes for the reverse Gaston on the volumes, doesn't really need the finger lock, and there's just 2 red footholds on offer for him. 2 moves left then on to the final volume.
Gets the bonus now.
Has to be wary of the out of bounds tape on the right hand side.
Plenty of time. Attempts could be crucial. It's worth really taking your time here, figuring this one out. There's no rush at all for him.
It's a savagely difficult push out to the left. This is good work, but the finish volume is way to his left. Oh, what a moment. Didn't know what to do and thought, you know what, I'm just going to jump for it, and he did exactly that. That was an incredible finish from Yoshiyuki. What a way to top the boulder, just no fear at all, and that's what the Japanese are known for, complete commitment. That was an incredible finish.
The thing is, I think on those problems you have to commit. He knew, okay, if he's going to wait any second longer, his foot might pop, and he saw, okay, the top hold is good, so he just goes for it.
Yeah, but unbelievable accuracy. I mean, that's a small gap to get your fingers through. Now wait for this, the MC's got the crowd pretty well trained now. He shouts Jan, they shout Hoyer, and they shout it pretty loud. There you can see Yoshiyuki Ogata takes the lead, 2 tops. But Jan Hoyer, it's in his hands. He can win this competition regardless of what anyone else does if he keeps topping the boulders, and there it is. The shout from the crowd. He's out. As I say, the clock not reset. We'll just wait. He'll get 4 minutes. He'll be told to wait. Just look at the clock. There it is. 4 minutes on the clock for Jan Hoyer to get this done.
Okay.
We mentioned earlier he's been working on his slab technique, and it really has paid off. Still no shortage of power, as we saw on Boulder 2, though.
So
crowd loving this.
Jan Hoyer's got a hard act to follow after an incredible show from the Japanese athlete Yoshiyuki. Jan Hoyer looks like a different athlete. Really, really on form here, Jan Hoyer. Drops into the right hand, gets the finger lock, but he's heading to the left. So this is where we saw Japanese athlete Yoshiyuki have a little look. But Jan Hoyer just seems to be climbing on a different planet here tonight.
Yeah, you don't need us to commentate. I'll just hold my microphone up to the crowd. It tells you everything you need to know. They're going crazy here in Munich. Jan Hoyer is fighting his way out to the left. We saw Yoshiyuki launch from here.
He's eyeing
it up. He goes to the left, goes to the right.
Incredible scenes here in Munich. Everybody smashing their seats, people beside us, hands in the air. Absolutely insane here in Munich. Jan Hoyer takes the applause. It's 3 tops in 5 attempts with 1 boulder still to go. Jan Hoyer does it again and does it with ease.
Well, I nearly had my right eardrum burst by some enormous German climbing fan about 5 meters away. The arena went mental. Unbelievable from Jan Hoyer. He lined it up. It's a really hard move. You've got to be precise. You've got to be accurate. Look at that. Perfect from Jan Hoyer. The left went a second before the right, and when the right landed, there was no way he was coming off.
That move really is quite ridiculous. He's left the left foot really low, didn't bother moving the left foot up to the next foothold. As we saw the Japanese athlete, you could see he was eyeing it up, thought surely not, another athlete's just going to jump for it. He went for it, stuck it with ease, and at that point, basically the roof nearly exploded. It is a glass roof here, and we were in danger of getting shards of glass all over the place.
Okay, I think everybody just needs 5 seconds here just to compose themselves. Most of the crowd, the MC, Portomoa Narasaki, has to come out and try and ignore what he's just heard and seen, which was Jan Hoyer emerging back in with a massive grin on his face. Get on with his job.
Well, not just Jan Hoyer, Yuki as well topped it, and I'm pretty sure that every athlete behind the wall knows that. So the pressure's on now.
Yeah, Tomoa is currently sitting in 6th place.
Whoa, a different method here, almost does it static.
Yeah, really good method and a really good move to the timing to drop into the kind of the blocked volume crack and the palm down on the right hand volume where his feet are currently. Another athlete looking good here. Tomoe just looking a little bit stretched, but he can move the feet higher up on the volume.
It almost looks like he's got it as a mono undercling in the crack.
So he just moves out of the finger jam. We've got his thumb in there at the moment, and the crowd's actually, I can see they're just waiting for this last move.
Left foot slips there for a second.
Tomoe's now lining it up. Is he going to go for the jump? Has a look. Oh!
Definitely going for the jump.
Really impressive move, and I tell you what, Charlie, if someone missed that move, they're going to end up with us in the commentary box.
Well, I know we're right next to that end of the wall. There's not a huge amount of spare mat, and you've got to give it 100% commitment. Yeah, as you say, apologies if there's a big thud when someone lands on our table, because that's what's going to happen if they miss that move. But
well, luckily we still got like about 5 cameramen protecting us from the climbers.
Yeah. They'll take out about 50 grand's worth of camera, but our €10 table will be fine. So Taishi Ishimatsu, he must have heard the roars. The crowd are loving that move. I got to say, the first time we saw it, when Yoshiyuki stuck it, I couldn't believe the way he'd done it, but that's clearly the way to do it.
Yeah, I was really surprised too. I thought there's no way anywhere else is going to repeat that. There must be a different method there, but all the athletes, as soon as they got established on that left-hand volume, you can just see they look straight across the left and think, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, nobody's dropped it. Once everyone's got to the bonus, they've then got to the top.
It definitely looks like a very spectacular move, but it could be as well maybe easier than it looks like, since the top volume is quite good, and I can imagine it must be very tempting. If you look to the left, you see the top hold, it is good, and you're just about to slip off, then you might as well just go for it.
I think there's so much bravery, and that's one of the things that the athletes obviously train, is like you say, just going for it. And
exactly.
We heard earlier from Anna Stor, a lot of the youth climbers just they grow up in their competition career just getting used to that mentality and absolutely no fear. These walls here will be over 4 meters high,
exactly.
and they're chucking for a volume right at the very top. It's rather them than me, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I've actually we're very close to the wall. I've actually just walked around to the front of the wall, and the gap they're aiming for the fingers is as small as it looks.
Yeah, it is tiny. To be honest, I didn't even see it when I had a look at the problem.
No, I mean, you could be forgiven for thinking that that huge volume at the end is the top hole, but it is the one over on the left.
Oh, he's going for a different method now. Palming the volume, matching and doing it really static, it looks like. Ooh, nice.
Really good technique here from Sase, just the way he just smoothly went through that. He's currently sitting in 4th position. This will put him, if he does well, into 2 top club, which is currently 3rd place. So this is good work here, and just how smooth he seems to be climbing this is really impressive.
Didn't take his chalk bag. We see some climbers take it, some not. He might be regretting that now. I think he's been on the boulder longer than he was expecting to, and especially when you're trying to get hold of tiny little holes like that red one, you might miss the chalk bag, but he's cut straight through it. So nobody's dropped it, having got to the bonus. One of the worst cases of commentator's curse in quite some time. I do apologise.
Yeah,
it certainly looks like he can do the boulder though.
It's a real shame. It was just the foot that blew, and I think that's just bad luck more than anything else, realistically. I mean, I think that could have happened to any of the athletes on that move, and
very true.
It was there, and it was just a foot slip.
Yeah, it's a terrible hold there on that volume.
I mean, all these boulders are pretty much designed to fall somewhere, so that's the aim of the route setters, that people are falling off. So
I can't state enough, if you ever get the chance to come to an IFSC World Cup and you're able to get on the stage, sometimes they do seem to allow everyone onto the stage at the end when everyone's drinking a beer. Have a go at the boulders.
Oh, it's a really good recovery there. Well, he used the palm to really, really good use, because he was in a bit of trouble there, but managed to fight it through. Held the body tension, was very, very impressive on its own, and let's hope he can push through this next move and not slip where he did on this left foot as he did last time. Really focusing, you can see his eyes looking right at that hole, making sure he's got it nailed, but it is blocked up against the volume to force the top of the foot off, and he goes for it. Oh, yes. Much quicker than the other athletes, just 1-2, bam. And what a great performance after struggling on the boulder earlier, getting close to running out of time. kept his head, kept his cool. Let's have another look.
Yeah, well, what was extraordinary a couple of climbers ago is close to becoming routine. Everybody sucked that move, but as I say, I went down to the front of the wall just for 10 seconds. It's tiny, the gap they're going for. It's not an optical illusion, it's only just big enough. So the next climber to try his hand at this one, Kokoro Fuji. Everyone else has topped it. 4 out of 4 so far. Jongwon Chon still to come. Jan Hoyer leading the way. He's got 3 tops, the only man with 3 tops. No matter what happens in the rest of this third Boulder round, he will be the only man with 3 tops. No one else can catch him right now.
Yeah, at this stage of the competition, it's going to be Jan Hoyers to lose on the last boulder. Lots of people hot on his heels with 2 tops and 4 attempts. So Jan Hoyers actually used a number of attempts on his first boulder, 5 attempts. Flashed the next 2 to put him in a super strong position going into the last boulder. But Alex Magos, you know him well. Can he keep it together into the last boulder?
I think he can. I had a bit of a look at the 4th problem, and it could be his cup of tea, I think. So, the thing is, he just has to climb boulder number 4, and that'll make him already winner, because nobody will ever be able to catch up with him, since nobody did boulder number 2. But the thing is, he still has to do number 4 to be sure.
We could have a really tense finish, because Jan Hoyer on the last boulder will be coming out second. So very swiftly after the start of the last boulder, we'll know. But it's all eyes at the moment on this man, Kokoro Fuji. Just 24 years old, but he seems to have been around forever. Got World Cup wins under his belt already this year.
Well, thank you for saying just 24 years old. As well, just turned 24 last week.
I saw your social media. You were sort of talking wistfully about when you were young. I've turned 24 now. I'm over the hill.
Well, not over the hill. I didn't say that. I still
the hill's approaching.
I can see the top of there. Let's see that. No, definitely not. But I am. If you look at the starting list, if I would be in the final now, I would as well be with Jan Hoyer and Kokoro Fuji, the oldest competitor, which is quite funny. But it's not over yet.
So we have just lost the clock at the moment. There is 2 minutes 33 left for Kokoro.
Oh, he goes for a dynamic method.
Yeah, that's a really good dynamic sort of iron cross palm. That was nice work. Come on now, Kokoro. You can see how awkward that hold is under it. It's pretty grim, to be honest. Kind of really fiddling the fingers left and right.
You kind of have to decide if you want to get your left hand or your right hand in properly, because there's not enough space for all your fingers.
The root setters did peg this one as a bit of a mix of old and new, and the new move is definitely at the end, but fiddling the fingers into that crack is definitely the old school style that we don't see too often anymore. It's pretty heinous under there, to be honest.
I think it looks awesome.
Just seem to have lost our clock on screen. I can see one down the far end of the wall where he's got 1 minute 30 left. Kokoro.
And he knows pressure's on now. He has to top this one to still be able to make it onto the podium.
Yeah, currently in 6th place. Needs this.
Kokoro, basically all places are still available. I'm not quite sure what number of attempts Kokoro has. Yeah, come on.
Kokoro, this looks like a new method, kind of a upside down finger lock. Whatever it was, it worked.
Ooh, good effort.
Now he finds himself at the bonus hold.
Obviously Kokoro can't, I was just about to say he can't take a win, but he's definitely in for a shout for a podium depending on the number of attempts, but he's probably even had too many for that. So Kokoro is kind of out of the running already here, but he's definitely going to keep fighting.
Kokoro, of course, works and trains at the B-Pump Gym in Tokyo. Place
in which one of them?
Which one of the 8 in Tokyo?
Exactly. Of the 8 B-Pump gyms. In Tokyo there's, I think, more than 200 gyms in total. It is absolutely crazy.
Now he lines it up again. He's got the bonus. Can he get the top?
Oh, he's...
Yes, he can. Kokoro Fuji becomes the 5th of 5 men to top boulder number 3. Will confirm his attempts as they come through.
Let's have another look at that then. Just another great effort.
First he thought about using the upper foot roll as well with this right foot, but then just commits to the jump.
Yeah, he definitely enjoyed it once he had the finish hold in his hand. You could see the smile on his face. He knows probably that he's not done enough really to get on the podium tonight, but hey, it's a great effort nonetheless.
Yeah, that moves him up to 5th place, two tops in 9 attempts. So, as I said, no matter what Jongwon Chon does here, Jan Hoyer leads the way.
I do think though this is Jongwon Chong's cup of tea, so if I could bet, or if I should bet, or if I have to bet, I would bet that he does this. Maybe not first try, but second. And that puts him as well in a very good position if boulder number 4 turns out to be hard.
And it's really going to come down to the number of attempts if Jongwon does this leading into the last boulder. As Jan Hoyer already has those 3 tops under his belt in 7 attempts. So if Jongwon Chon can find a quick top here, Jan Hoyer won't do the last boulder. If he doesn't do the last boulder, he really opens it up. Really exciting finish here in the men's competition. It was an exciting finish also in the women's. A great way to end the 2017 season. I can't believe we're at the end of the season already. Seems to have gone by in such a flash, and a great season it's been. And yeah, I'm sure there's still some fireworks left in this competition.
Well, there certainly is. I don't think we'll have heard a roar in the boulder season like we might hear if Jan Hoyer tops number 4.
He didn't even palm down. He just crimped the edge of the volume and went right end straight into the slot.
Yeah, he needs this to keep himself in it, Jongwon Chon. Attempts could be crucial in the standings this evening. They want to get this done with minimal fuss.
The thing is, once he knows he has to do it, he normally as well does it. He's pretty good at just doing things when he knows he has to do them. And there we go.
Jongwon Chon then with ease puts us into a tantalising finish into the men's competition then. First climber out on the last boulder will be Yoshiyuki, then it will be Jan Hoyer, and he will decide how the end of this competition is going to look. Is it going to be a playoff for places 2nd and 3rd, or is it going to be all about who can win, who can steal it from Jan Hoyer? Have another look. Just the way he just cruised this boulder was so impressive. He's been like that all season. He's always the climber who just steps up and makes it look like a different boulder.
So there you see it. Everybody top boulder 1, everybody top boulder 3, but only Jan Hoyer top boulder number 2, and what a top it was. Cruised it. He leads the way. It's in his hands when he comes out. Doesn't matter what anyone else does. If he tops the boulder, he wins the competition. If he doesn't top it, things get slightly more complicated.
I think there's about 6,000 people in here who know that as well. They know the pressure that is going to be on Jan Hoyer when he comes out. This is his opportunity to take away a World Cup victory, and they are very, very hard to come by these days.
So this is the problem with the 12 volumes then. Number 4.
Yeah, 12 green volumes, a few black holds, and a really big barn door move we saw in the preview. We were talking to the head route setter. Yeah, it's going to be a good final way to on this boulder.
So that's the scene here in the Olympic Stadium. Out comes Yoshiyuki. First chance to see our last boulder.
And is that his first bouldering World Cup final?
Yoshiyuki?
Yes.
That's a good question. Pretty sure it's not.
Okay, he's the winner of the World Games this year.
That's where you've seen him before.
That's probably why I've seen him before, yeah.
No, it's Vale he made the final.
So it's our first look at Yoshiyuki then. This is what the route set described as a really big barn door move. It means there's a lot of body tension required across to the right, but no such issues. This is going to be really interesting because if he finds an easy top here, it shows the level of this boulder, and it's never going to be easy, but it could potentially open the door for Jan Hoyer to take it away. It's not over yet though. Oh,
somehow managed to stay on the wall. It was unbelievable.
Whoa, goes for a crazy high foot. Oh, and those holds look really bad.
Just locked in, everything is on the right hand and the left foot because those, and you can see that as he fired off. It is the top 5 who have the potential to take it away from Jan Hoyer, but attempts are crucial. Yoshiyuki, that's, if you top this, that'll be 3 tops, in 6, which is 1 attempt below Jan Hoyer. So the more attempts Yoshiyuki has, less likely he is to win. 1 more attempt.
You can as well see that his right hand just blew off that hold. But it does look like the left hand, the first left hand he's aiming for, is absolutely nothing. He didn't get much out of it at all. Now brushes himself.
He's taking his time here. It was a long time he was on the wall, burned a lot of energy, not to mention the fact that he climbed in the qualifiers and the semis. Semis already this morning. Energy conservation key. And when he knows it's his last attempt, though, he can give it everything because there's no more World Cups left in this bouldering season.
That is true. This is his last boulder for this season, I guess. At least in a World Cup final.
Yeah, and he's starting to look a little bit burnt out now. He's had a long couple of days and obviously tackling the heat on Friday and then a hard semi-finals. Yeah, you start to see the fade on the lock on the right hand and those sorts of moves. There's absolutely no gimmies, and you need the power and you need the strength all the way through the competition, and that move really just isolates the right arm. It's basically a one-arm lock-off, and just moving up, and a long way it is too.
Not to forget the jet lag he's probably still got, since the whole Japanese team arrived beginning of this week.
Oh, sticks it nicely, 3rd go, does put him out of contention for the overall win here. He's still fighting for a medal. Nice close-up of what he's got on there, a really blocked, horrific crimp. This is where we saw him before, he went for the really high foot. Struggled to release the left hand from the previous hold. You could see it just rattling its way out, that sort of slowed it down. And the left foot is just a smear on the volume at that stage, and this is quite an interesting one. We thought it looked a little bit easy, this problem, but really towards the end is where the real meat of it is.
Less than 30 seconds left of his Bouldering World Cup season. He'll give this everything he's got. That flash of the bonus has already put him into 3rd place, by the way. Crowd getting behind him.
And he knows that this is his last go now.
He knows this is it. I think time's going to be an issue if he wants to top. We shall see. He's only got 8 seconds left. He's got to go out left, then back right. There's the top hold.
Does it well.
3 seconds to go.
I think he heard the beeps, he rushed it, but he was going to be out of time anyway, but that was a great burn. He's absolutely put his body on the line tonight, and that was a really good effort.
It's so easy to say it, but he probably had a couple of seconds to spare. He heard the beeps and rushed. He maybe had 1 or 2 seconds, but as I say, it's easy to say it down here. Just get ready for this noise.
Here we
He
go
hasn't
then.
even come on the stage yet.
The chairs are being banged. The chant is Jan Hoyer. You can hear it over the headsets. Everybody shouts Hoyer as the MC shouts Jan. This is it. Jan Hoyer tops this, he wins in Munich 2017.
And it does look like this could be his thing. I think he'll use a different method though. Once he gets the bonus to go out left to the non-holds, I think he'll keep his foot low on the volume, well, one of the volumes obviously, but on the volume he's standing right in front of, I think he'll keep his left foot very low to go out left. And I mean, he's got a good chance of doing this, I think.
You really get the feeling if Jan Hoyer has the right mindset here, he could literally pull these holds off the wall and smash this boulder and win the Munich World Cup. Here he goes, false start. Let's hope he's not going to have a wobble psychologically.
Yeah, he burst onto the stage, look, full of nervous energy. He was agitated, telling the brusher how he wanted it done. Just needs to calm down. It's a powerful boulder. He needs to be physical and dynamic, but he also needs his head to be calm enough to think, to position his body accurately. Jan Hoyer, he can win this competition right here, right now. And he knows it, the crowd knows it, and they're going absolutely crazy. I don't know about Jan, my legs have turned to jelly just watching. The atmosphere here in the Olympic Stadium, absolutely electrifying. He hadn't made a final in 2017. He can win this here. He goes up with the left hand. The crowd reacting to every movement he makes now. The right hand goes up. You can see how hard he's having to fight. 2 days of competition
Yes,
climbing in his arms, and he's still going. The left hand's there. There's the top hold. Jan Hoyer, he lines it up for the win. He takes it. Munich goes crazy. I think the Olympic Stadium's not heard a roar like that since 1972 when the Olympics was here. That was unbelievable. Jan Hoyer has dominated this final from the second he walked out onto the mat. And we saw a judge on the stage. I thought he was going to be denied. He won't be denied. He is the winner in Munich.
What an incredible moment here. What a way to finish the bouldering season for 2017. Jan Hoyer wins with style, goes through to the last boulder ahead of the game. What a moment indeed. It was so incredible. Just the way he went through that section. Every move the crowd was with him, just pushing. That was absolutely electric.
Well, I've no idea what the audio levels were like. I couldn't hear myself, couldn't hear you. It was shouting away. I hope it made sense. That was just unbelievable. Oh, Jan Hoyer, clean sweep, 4 tops. He's just crushed it today. That flash of number 2 gave him the opportunity. Psychologically so hard to come out with 2 boulders remaining and get the job done. Never wobbled, never cracked.
But in front of a home crowd as well, the pressure must have been insane when he came out for that last boulder. He took it all on his chin and just went out there, did what he needed to do and did it with style. We thought he might have been having a little bit of a wobble at the start. Alex Magos, you've just gone on and gave him the high fives. What's he saying?
He said he was trying really fucking hard. And I mean, we could all see that on the screen. I mean, on this one right-hand crimp, he said like his fingers were just about to open, but he thought, okay, I have to do this now to win. So it was really cool to watch. He was really climbing on his limit.
Apologies for any industrial language there. It was quite a heated moment. But yeah, Jan, a very happy man. So, Tomoe Narasaki.
Oh.
We've barely had time to calm down. Already he's out on the stage.
Tomoe Narasaki then currently sitting in 4th position. Drops up into 3rd with that bonus.
Well, he's going for a different method. He had his right foot really high. And it does look like he's going for a jump now.
Just everybody still around the arena. You can see them off to our sides just shaking their heads. They can't quite believe what they've seen tonight in the men's final. Brilliant show.
So 2 minutes 30 left for Tomoe. Nobody in the arena quite sure what to do. They just need to take their breath, including Tomoe. He's in 3rd place right now. He can cement 2nd. Put a lot of pressure on Jong-Won Chon if he can top this boulder. So there you see it, top of your screen, Jan Hoyer. A mind-blowing performance, 4 tops. No one else got anywhere near boulder 2.
It's great to hear from all you guys on the social media hashtag IFSCWTO. We just had a quick look. A lot of you really appreciating the show here tonight, and thank you so much for watching. And a great show it has been. And yeah, a lot of people just saying, "Wow, Jan Hoyer, what a moment."
But yeah, over the last couple of seasons, he's had to watch people like this man, Tomoe Narasaki, win, and he's stuck with it. He's worked on his weaknesses, Jan Hoyer, and what a reward he got. So Tomoe, is he heading for the top? Crowd enjoyed that one. He's got the top hold in his sight. He's got it in his hands. Now just needs to position the feet, get the right hand solid. Match does it.
And that was important as well. That might get him into 2nd place, I think.
That will get him into 2nd, yeah. It'll come down to attempts. Jong-Won Chon will have the opportunity to take his place in 2nd, but for now, Tomoe will be there. Let's have another look at it. So,
this was really impressive the way he managed to locate that left hand. It was blind from the position he was jumping on, and when he got there was absolutely no doubt that guy does not fall off moves like that. Great moment to finish the season for him. That will be the last action he's going to see for a while. I'm sure Team Japan will be back in force in 2018. No doubt about it.
Maybe even with more people.
So Teichi Ishimatsu out onto the mats. The crowd dark here in Munich, and I can assure you not one person has left the arena. It is packed in here.
They are definitely waiting for Jan Hoyer to take the top step on the podium. I mean, it's easy to say it's all about Team Germany. Well, a lot of it is, but it is also, there's a lot of international support here, a lot of international teams from around the world, a lot of Team Japanese support. This is being streamed live on Japanese TV, so we are going nowhere right now.
We are not. And one thing you cannot say about the crowd in Munich is that they only support the German athletes.
Definitely
the
not.
Crowd, the cheer is only 0.5% smaller when someone else tops the route than when Jan Hoyer does it.
I mean, I talked to quite a few of the athletes in the semi-final, and they all said that Munich is one of the best World Cups ever. The crowd is amazing, and they just love climbing here.
So here we go then on the top couple of moves. Can he repeat Kokoro Fuji's effort? Attempts are going to be crucial for the final places on the podium. Goes nicely, statically.
Oh, misses the hold a little bit.
Yeah, he went nicely to the first hole, but just came up short on the next hole. That's where we saw Tomoa, just firing for that hold in a really impressive style.
Yeah. Tomoa just skipped the first left-hand hold in that volume completely.
So we're just trying to keep a track of the number of attempts here to see where this is going to end up. He is currently sitting in 4th position. If he finds a top, he'll automatically move into 3rd, but there still leaves Jong Won Chon's to come to see if he can find a top as well. And Alex, Jong Won Chon on these holes probably not really in too much doubt.
Nope, I think that's as well Jong Won Chung's cup of tea, so he's got a pretty good chance of doing that. And as I said, when Jong Won Chung knows that he has to do things, he is very good at just doing them. So
it's all eyes on Ishimatsu now then. He went nicely to the left hand before. Can he finish it style? Tried to go directly for the second left hand, which really gives an indicator of how bad that first left hand must be.
He's still got 1.5 minutes left. Taking his rest, I think he's just going for one more attempt, as it looks like. Taking his time here.
So he's got 1:18 left on the clock as he pulls on, make that 1:15. Currently down in 4th place. Could move up into the podium here.
If he does this now.
1 minute to go. 1 minute to go to finish your season on a high in front of a sold out.
He goes for a
venue
different
here in
method
Munich.
now. Left foot really high.
Right hand sticks the top hold.
So that's the match though.
Left hand sticks the top hold. Great performance, great top. Becomes the 3rd climber to top men's 4, makes his way off the stage looking very happy with his evening's work.
Oh, you can see now on the replay that he was screaming on the last move.
So the penultimate climber out, the penultimate climber of this season, it's Kokoro Fuji.
So Kokoro is out. 4 minutes to go for him. Currently down in 6th place.
Yeah, you can only get 4th if my maths is correct, but down in 6th, it's been a tough night for him. I mean, he still managed to get 2 tops, which is not bad in any form of action in the World Cup final. But you know, we've seen more from Kokoro in the before. Yeah, it's pretty much all about Jan Hoyer tonight, unfortunately. And I would like to have an interesting discussion at some point about height and Jan Hoyer on that dyno boulder, because that really did put him into the position that made him win tonight. And I'm definitely not saying that it was his reach that got him there. He was also an incredible athlete, but it'll be it's a really interesting debate that no doubt will go around the arena and for you guys at home. But yeah, he just looked like he was in ultimate beast mode all night though, and just the way that he smashed that boulder. I mean, overall, I would say he's definitely the deserved winner.
Oh, he's been the best climber on the night. He's been the best climber on the night, and yeah, his height I think was definitely an advantage on that boulder. but you need the horsepower to go with it. And there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's horsepower. Height not far behind.
Yeah, I'm sure he would be absolutely sick of hearing people say you're only strong and good because you're tall. Definitely had to have the moves in the bank as well, and he, what a great show he put on. But it's definitely not over. Kokoro Fuji still out, Jongwon Chon still to come out. Crowd still fully involved here. Still over 2 minutes left. The penultimate climber has the crowd sticking around. They're really loving the action all through the evening. Alex, does this make you think when you see someone like Jan Hoyer, fellow countryman? We talked about it earlier. Must get you psyched.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's amazing to see Jan Hoyer climb here and win this World Cup now. Since I mean, I've been talking to him all day. I've been together with him all day. Been sitting around in isolation with him, and it was just amazing. Oh, he's actually standing right next to me right now.
Yeah, we don't want to distract, obviously, from Kokoro Fuji. He's in action. We might cut you off, but when you get the chance to speak to a man who's just topped 4 boulders and sent the Olympic Stadium crazy, you take it. Jan Hoyer, have you ever had an experience like that?
Well, I almost had one a couple of years ago at the World Championship, but then I messed up the last boulder, so I felt so much pressure on the last one. I knew guys like Jongwon Chon would walk it, so I knew I had to send it in order to win. I didn't want to lose another World Cup or World Championship on the last problem here in Munich. So I've never been that relieved before when I matched the top holder of the last one.
Yeah, when we saw you coming out, it was unbelievable. It looked like you were full of nervous energy. You kind of grabbed a brusher and showed him where you wanted to brush. I mean, you could see you were feeling the moment.
I was about to win the World Cup and he didn't brush the starting hold. I have to talk to him later.
I think you're going to be buying a few people in the arena a beer, and they're going to be buying you a beer. That was an unbelievable performance, well deserved, one of the best moments I've seen in a long time. Huge congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Well, it has to be said that the problem only I did, I was able to do the way easier method, just reaching instead of doing the triple dyno, but that's how bouldering works. I'm not complaining if I can't bring up my feet on a bunchy problem, and so I just take it as it is.
Hey man, over the course of the season it evens out. It was your night tonight, enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Fair play to Jan Hoyer, comes over here in an interview, tells it exactly how it is. Yeah, that was really good honesty there about his height, but I think what he said was exactly right. Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, and he makes a good point, doesn't complain when it doesn't suit tall people. You can't watch this final and discuss who was the best climber.
Oh, for sure not. They're all so different.
So, Kokoro makes his way off the stage. Didn't want to distract from Kokoro there. I didn't mean to be rude, but Jan was available. And you can't turn down that opportunity.
I think when 6,000 people want a selfie and a photograph and kind of an autograph, you've got to grab him whilst you can.
I was going to say, good luck finding him in half an hour.
Exactly. I think that was the last seconds that he's available.
Yeah, that's the last Jan Hoyer you're going to see until about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning when he staggers into his hotel. It should be. That's what I'd do. So Jongwon Chon is out.
So Jongwon Chon currently sitting in 4th, can push himself up to silver medal position with a quick top. That would be 3 tops in 5 attempts, would have put him ahead of Samoa, who's currently got 3 tops in 6 attempts. So the last action of the World Cup season 2017 will decide the last 2 places, silver and bronze.
So he either has to flash this, slips here on the volume, or has to do it second go to be in 2nd place. So I'm not sure if he's aware of that, but he definitely knows that he needs a quick top to be able to get on the podium. So he can take his time. And he is as well taking his time. And there he goes again.
I mean, Jongwon Chon has already taken a gold medal this weekend, taking the overall for the season, and there's a hell of an achievement in itself to be so consistent this year, and it's been a real honour to be able to watch him all throughout the World Cups, throughout the live streams, and he's just going out there doing his thing now. He wants to get this topped. Oh, trying so hard. You can see The head tilts back as he sticks to the crib. He's really digging in now. He must be so tired at this stage of the season, this stage in the competition. Jung Won Chon's pushing through. If he tops it now, he gets second. Oh! Jung Won Chon's really pushing now. Pushing hard. He wants to go out in the season in style. He really is a fighter. We've seen that all this season. He's a real competitor and he's a real climber. He just wants to climb the boulder.
This is a replay, by the way. Jung Won's still on the mat, and you see him disappearing. Is that just trying to keep an eye out for the time? Yeah, he's got 2 minutes on the clock.
2 minutes left.
So 1:40 for Jung Won Chon.
1 minute 40 left of bouldering action for 2017. I will definitely be sad to see it end.
Yeah, it seems a shame to let it go, but it has to end.
All throughout tonight's final, from the women's was a great show. Some moments weren't so good, but it was really redeemed in the end. Munich's put on a fantastic effort here, and yeah, with all the things that have gone against them this week, last couple of days, with 292 competitors all the way down to tonight's final, it's great. And it's Jung Won Chon, the overall winner of 2017, who takes us out, and rightly so. Can he finish it with a top? Looking solid on the crimps. Oh, hits the right hand.
Jung Won Chon's lining up the hole. He could finish on a high here. He gets the right hand. Oh, gets the left. I wonder if he was almost beginning to celebrate. It looked as if he brought his knees up unnecessarily. Perhaps we shall see.
It was, even though the competition has already won, everybody's heads in their hands. What happened here?
No, he was still fighting. It looked to me as if he was kind of, pumping his knees in celebration, but no, he was still very much trying to top the boulder.
Just trying to stop the rotation, and he's on for another fight. 20 seconds left for Jung Won Chon.
And this will definitely be his last go now.
So he'll need to top the boulder, but I don't think he's going to have time. He's going to have to climb incredibly quickly, and no, Jung Won Chon, he won't make the podium. I think an overall title's pretty good consolation.
A great show all this year from Jung Won Chon. He can definitely hold his head high. Looks absolutely exhausted as he walks off the mat, and it finishes off what's been an absolutely brilliant finals.
Yeah, very contrasting finals. Men's top heavy, and the women's top's hard to come by. We'll just wait as the results are confirmed. We'll be heading off soon, but we will be live streaming the podium, so if you want to watch that, do stay with us. We'll be staying live until the podium. And there it is, Jan Hoyer. 4 tops, a clean sweep. 3 tops for Tomoe Narasaki and Teishi Ishimatsu. Jung Won Chon with 2 tops. Also Yoshiyuki Ogata, Kokoro Fuji. Jung Won Chon, your 2017 World Cup champion. Jan Hoyer, your Munich champion.
What a final.
What a final. And just to confirm for the women, Yanni Garnbrett, she got 3 tops. Nobody else could match that. Shauna Coxey got 2. We'll just wait for our results to come back. We're just checking out the MC on stage.
But Shauna was as well World Cup winner of this year.
Yes, as well.
Already before the event, right? Exactly.
There it is, the circuit. I was just saying, Shauna Coxey, she got the 2 tops. Just the one for Akia Noguchi, Stashigeo and Alex Puccio. Petra Klingler down there in 6th. A consistent and excellent season from Petra Klingler. Well, if Munich was a movie, it would be a Hollywood blockbuster. 2 unbelievable finals in the men's and women's competitions. Huge thanks, as ever, to Mike Langley and the series to Alex Megos, and of course Anna Storr. Do stay with us. We will be live streaming the podiums, but we will see you in Arco in 6 days' time. Thank you for watching.
Audio ambience is on this camera. Ah! So when you cut the camera, it will also pop through. Sorry.
Erster Platz. Winner. Jana Gabriel, Slovenia!
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Slowenien.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Slovenia. Ja, wunderschön zu sehen. Slowenien vorne in Zugenau.
Vielen Dank, Trainerteam aus Slowenien. Die besten Namen heute. Ja, Fotos machen, gell? Das ist schön.
Fotos machen ist wichtig. Vor allem vom nächsten Podium werden einige hier noch uns Fotos machen. Jetzt werden wieder ganz viele Handys gezückt.
Jawohl, jetzt dürft ihr sicher auch gerade eure Handys zücken. Das Ganze sind wir noch nicht. Und ja, der ist ganz toll und wir dürfen auch noch einmal ganz laut sein. Wir müssen jetzt noch was machen. IFSC Boulder World Cup Munich 2017 Siegerehrung Herren.
IFSC Boulder World Cup Munich 2017 Medal Ceremony Category Man.
Dritter Platz, third place, Taika Nishimatsu, Japan. Zweiter Platz, second place, Tomoa Nagasaki, Japan. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Deutschland.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem of Germany.
Ja, das kann man noch sagen. Ich kann nur sagen, ihr seid ein fantastisches Publikum. So eine tolle Siege erinnert man noch nicht.
Nee, alles ist Wahnsinn.
Alles da, alles ist toll. Und Bühnen sind voll.
Es kommen noch 2 Siegerjahre, auch die haben es verdient, auf jeden Fall. Bleibt da, seid genauso laut. Wir machen weiter.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2017. Sieger der Gesamtwertung Damen.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2017 medal ceremony final ranking category women.
Dritter Platz, third place, Akio Noguchi, Japan. Zweiter Platz, second place, Janja Gambret, Slovenia. Erster Platz, first place, and the winner is Shona. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Großbritannien.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem of the United Kingdom.
besten Männer des gesamten Jahres dürfen wir natürlich jetzt auch noch ehren und nicht vergessen werden.
Und es war schön zu sehen, wenn man die hier unten gesehen hat, hier, Japaner, Koreaner, Russen, die applaudiert haben, zugeschaut haben, als die Mädels hierher kommen. Ja, die gehören alle zusammen und das ist schön und ich glaube, wenn alle da sind, dann machen wir weiter.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2017, Siegerehrung Gesamtwertung Herren.
IFSC Boulder World Cup 2017 Medal Ceremony Final Ranking Category Men. Dritter Platz, third place, Alexei Rubtsov, Russia. Second place, Tomura Narazaki, Japan. First place, representing South Korea,
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heben Sie sich mit der Nationalhymne von Südkorea.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise the final and last time tonight to the national anthem of South Korea. Für einen sensationellen Weltcup.
Die Beste des Jahres.
Und hier, bevor wir heute stehen lassen, wohl noch ganz schnell ein Mikrofon, den wir heute immer wieder gesehen haben, den wir gefeiert haben und ich glaube, der auch noch einen Satz sagen will. Ja,